Oh, waiting for the game to start. New Magnus drama. Yes, I'm aware of the drama, you guys. I saw it when I woke up like an hour ago. I don't think drama is the right word. I think it's to me, nothing about it is really surprising, other than how Magnus seemingly doesn't he doesn't seem to understand like the rules, if I'm being honest, is what it feels like. Because one thing that happened, if we look at the Arjun clip, I think people didn't realize that Magnus tried to stop the clock before his flag ran out, similar to what happened in his game today against Martirosian. The exact same thing happened. So if I find the clip, let's see if I can find the clip. First thing, we have this clip. I'm going to show this clip so you guys can see this. We don't really need sound, but whatever. Let's go through it. Now you'll see right here, there's a very important point here that Magnus is trying to stop the clock. He's trying to stop the clock and make a claim to the arbiter, which I think a lot of people missed when they saw this clip. Is he tries to make a claim here when he has like 1 second. He's trying to make the claim that like he can stop the clock to get the piece or something. But when he tries to stop the clock, you'll notice the clock is already at 0, so he loses the game. Now the weird thing to me about this clip, as I'll show you guys on the next clip too, is that Magnus here thinks there's some world where a piece can go off the board and he can stop the clock, get the piece, and make a move. That is simply not how the rules of chess work. They have never worked like this. I mean, I learned these rules when I was literally like 7 years old. So Magnus here is trying to stop the clock with 1 second to make a claim, but the pieces are off the board. He's going to lose on time no matter what. Like, that's not even really a question. So it's very bizarre to me to see Magnus trying to stop the clock. Of course, it gets to 0, so he can't do it. But then, of course, we'll find the next clip, which is not Arjun. Let's see. It's Martirosian or something. Let me see. I'll find it on Twitter. Give me 1 second, and we'll cover the game. Yeah, so now we'll get to this one. We'll get to this one, okay? We'll get to this clip. This is the next one, okay? And here we go.
Clip.
I don't need the commentary, but let's go here, okay? Let's make this full screen. Okay, I guess not. So it actually, sorry, I'll just play it here. So he gets some moves. Magnus knocks all over all the pieces, and then he also hits the clock when it's on his time. And so of course here what happens is Martirosian correctly stops the clock. Magnus is 2 seconds, and Martirosian is basically like, what is this? Like, you can't do this. He's playing as just instinct. You have to understand the moment. I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why I don't agree with that. The reason I don't agree with that is Magnus has been playing chess for 30 years. This is not a situation where someone has never played Blitz before. I literally was playing Blitz when I was 7, 8 years old, and I learned these rules at the time. So I don't really buy that argument whatsoever, that it's just heat of the moment, because frankly, if this were to happen to me, if this happens and I knock over all the pieces, yeah, maybe something like that happens, or like, okay, whatever, but like there's no additional like asking the arbiter over and over about the rules, because the game just ends automatically. So I don't really agree with that. In the Arjun game, he did not have 9 seconds. Arjun had 9 seconds. Magnus had, I believe, 3 seconds when it happened. Now Martirosian, of course, correctly stops the clock, and you see he literally puts the hand up in the air like, what is this? And of course Martirosian also knows this is like some huge drama and the game should just be over. So I mean, the heat of the moment with all this stuff, like knocking pieces or whatever, it does happen. But the fact is, what's weird to me is the reaction afterwards. It's almost like he can't believe that there isn't a rule that allows this to happen. So for me, like the actual moment is like kind of whatever, you know, it happens, blah blah blah. But it's more the after the event happens, or the moment happens, that it's like he's confused when suddenly the arbiter, when they like here, like Magnus here looks unhappy, but he doesn't look like he realizes that he's going to lose the game here. So that's what I find very, very weird about the whole situation. It just doesn't make much sense to me, but it's what it is. It's not about hating losing. You learn the rules when you literally start playing the game of chess. Some rules are different, but this is not one of these rules at all. I mean, there's certain rules, for example, like if you promote a queen in US tournaments, there's a different rule. They might have changed it in recent times, where you can literally put a pawn to back rank and you don't have to promote it. In FIDE rules, you can't do that. But the fact is, this is one of those like rules that you learn very early on when you first start playing Blitz. So it's just very, very weird to me. It's just kind of strange. Keeping Magnus on board one no matter what is very unfair to others. Okay, let's go. The game hasn't started. I'll put the music back on. Well, there's a reason Magnus on board one. Magnus is on board one specifically because Norway is willing to pay a ton of money to broadcast his games, and for whatever reason, people in Norway are completely insane and they actually find chess entertaining. That's a topic for another day, of course, but But I guess if you consider that there's actually in Norway, there's a channel that shows a train, literally a train, just going around the countryside, and people watch that. I guess it's not too surprising that they actually find chess interesting. But that's the reason for Max being on board one. I don't think there's anything really weird about it. I think that's completely fine, and it's what it is. Why didn't I play? There's some irony in me not playing, because the reason I chose not to play was to get home to be with my wife, be with my baby. And of course, as people can tell, I'm a little bit sick. I've definitely come down with the flu. I should be fine. I'm guessing within a day or two. I already feel quite a bit better energy wise. Although I have been suffering with the chills. Like, I'm really hot and then really cold. But what I would say is that, like, I wanted to be with my family. And then of course I've gotten sick, so I'm avoiding them as much as I can. So I do have my mask right here, you guys, like old time's sake. I've got my mask. You want me to put my mask on? Anyway, okay. Magus versus Maxime, big matchup. If Magus does not win this game, I do not predict him being in the top 4. You and Levy both getting the flu. I think it's going around quite a bit. Okay, Maxime takes with the queen. Very interesting choice. I think Magnus needs to get 2 out of 2 because he's already behind Dubov on tiebreakers. If we look at the results very quickly, it's top 4 make it. There are 4 people on 12, and Magnus does not have the best tiebreaker of them. He doesn't have the worst tiebreaker, but anything can happen here. So I think he's going to need 2 out of 2 to guarantee his qualification. Of course, one thing I've spoken about, one of the things that I really don't like about modern day chess is the fact that a lot of players don't get paid a lot of money. So there are going to be players like Yu Yang who might be happy with 2 draws just to ensure he gets a payday versus trying to play for first place. So there are players who are in that situation where they might be happy with a couple of draws. So 1.5 out of 2 might be okay. You have to keep resting. Don't get fooled by the energy you have. I mean, I feel okay. Okay, this is a weird position here. King B1, I guess. This is apparently not the best move. I don't know why, but it's not. RG is having a great tournament, of course. If we go back, I don't like Maxime's choice for opening, by the way, at all in this. Okay, A3 actually goes King B1, but can't Black take? There's B4, right? There's knight D. Not so easy. Yeah, I don't know what Maxime is doing. This opening looks very, very strange. Why is Dubov becoming a boring drawing player? I told you guys before. Basically, for a lot of players, a lot of players, they're looking at the payday. It's not about winning the tournament. This is what I think a lot of people don't understand about chess. Like, I've harped upon it a million times before, and I'll say it again. Chess does not pay well. So in this tournament, players have a chance to make more money than they'll make in any tournament during the rest of the year. So for example, if you look at a Dubov or Yu Yang, they have a chance to get like $30,000-$40,000. They don't make that much money in any single event in the entire year. So they're happy to guarantee that payday versus willing to take the huge risk. This also looks horrible for Maxime. This looks terrible. I don't know what Maxime is doing. Maxime is going to basically find himself outside the top 4 if he loses this game as well. But that's what I would say, is that generally speaking, I think people really they don't understand how little chess players get paid. So they're like, oh, why are these guys making draws? What are they doing? It's like Artemiev in the Rapid makes a bunch of draws, and it was like, oh man, Artemiev, what's he doing? What is this nonsense? But it's because you got to guarantee the payday. The payday is very, very important. I mean, I don't like Maxime's position at all this game, by the way. It's much easier for Magnus to play. He's got big attacks. Maybe knight to A5, right? Yeah, A5 with bishop ace. Ew. Yeah, this has been a terrible opening for Maxime. In other news, Kramnik has officially sued FIDE. I have not seen that. Okay, exciting. Let's see what we get here from Maxime. Goes knight A2. Okay, standard. Normally, I would probably make the news. Nowadays, nobody cares or wants to even hear about anything involving him. So, let's see what we get here. I haven't seen that. I'll have to see if that's like somewhere. Get A5. Okay, that's reasonable. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait. Magnus might have made a mistake here. I would have taken first. But okay. Rook d4, bishop c5, or rook d1, rook b8. This looks kind of good, no? Like rook b8, right? No, yeah, Maxime has played this very poorly. He's up a pawn, but black has 2 bishops. A lot of open play. Magnus will win this game, I'm going to predict here. It's just a very ugly position. 2 bishops. Easy play in a blitz game. Maxime's going to get low on time. Unless Maxime finds a way to complicate here, he's going to lose. Yeah, this is very ugly. Very, very ugly. So, I don't see anything about that, though. Maybe I'll go to Twitter, but I don't see anything about it. K91. That's actually a good move by Maxime, trying to reroute the pony. Arjun's winning again. Well, it's top 4 qualify. It's not winner take all, which actually, by the way, I'm not a fan of this format. If I'm being honest, I think this format is very questionable. I think the format is directly intended to benefit somebody like a Magnus. They don't play their best, their absolute best, and they get to the match format. I mean, Magnus, honestly, in a match format is such a huge favorite that I struggle to see a world where Magnus isn't a big favorite no matter what. So I don't like the format. With matches, I feel like it should just be a straight up Swiss or just like have some other format, but I don't like it. Magnus is gonna, what is rook d g1? Ew. I would have put the other rook on g1, like queen e4. Yeah, I mean, what? Well, I mean, endgame 2 bishops. Magnus doesn't win this, I would be shocked. Why does Arjun never make an easy draw? Because Arjun is playing chess the way it should be played. That's the reason. I don't think every format is rigged, but if this were the regular format, Magnus would not be winning. And I don't know, I feel like FIDE decided to go to this format because they specifically wanted someone like Magnus, Alireza, or myself to win, or to have much better chances, because in a match format it's very different than a Swiss, than a Swiss, I should say. Yeah, I don't know what MVL is doing this game. No, I mean, MVL just played a very, very bad opening, which I don't understand, because MVL is basically not going to qualify now. Like, MVL is not going to qualify. This isn't a situation where it's just like you lose the game and like you go on. Like, he's not going to make the top 4 after losing this game. You like it since the best player will probably win. I would tell you guys this is a general belief, but I think the notion of the best player winning is a big problem in chess currently. Maybe it won't be a problem once Magnus quits, but I think it's a big problem when you have a situation where chess is very, very predictable. I think objectively, with chess being predictable the way it is currently, it's not good. It's not good for the actual viewership overall. because the only way you're going to get a big following or interest that's actually going to consistently follow a sport is if it's not always the same team winning. Anytime the same team wins too often, that's not good for the overall viewership. So I actually would argue that, and I've said this before, I think chess is much better off with more variance. That's what I would say. Objectively. The board is updated currently. No, I mean, I think everything should be done to try and create the most variance. That's my belief. This is a terrible game for Maxime. Really, really, really unacceptable for Maxime. Having a go good, it's good, but it's not good when they win all the time, because then you're gonna have a small segment of fans that will be excited, but everything becomes very, very stale after a certain period of time. And so for me, I would argue it's actually a big mistake to have that. I would say it's a big mistake. Domination is not interesting because fans aren't going to be excited. Like, okay, Magnus is going to win every time. That's not good in the long run. In the short run, that's actually that's fine. Doesn't have any impact. But in the long run, a lot of people are not going to stay around if someone or a team wins every time. It's not going to happen. And chess is not a major sport currently either. Like, let's be real. Like, if you try to compare it with something else, it's not a major sport. So it's not like you have these big fan bases everywhere. Like German football. Okay, bishop takes f4. I mean, I don't even know what this is for Maxime. This is like just a ridiculous game. Like, from the start, this was ridiculous. Like, I don't know why he didn't just play a proper, like, normal Sicilian. I mean, at this point, he's going to miss out on the top 4. And basically, it's because he decided to play a pretty stupid opening variation in the most critical game, which to me is just very, very bizarre. Very bizarre for Maxime. I mean, maybe he'll win the last round and still make it, but very bizarre. What's going on? Arjun's going to win again. Arjun, of course, playing amazing. Okay, this is interesting because Nihal's about to beat Dubov too. Maybe. No, it's a draw now. So I guess you take and you have rook a8, right? Yeah, you have rook a8 here. It's a draw. I probably wouldn't have played rook a8 there, but it's still a draw, right? King e2. Yeah, that's just a draw. You got the king back. Just put the king in front of the pawns. Easy draw. Fabi was doing well, so maybe it's not even be close. Let's go back. Rook h. Rook h3, of course. Wait, what? Wait. Unbelievable. Just rook g5. Rook e5, same thing. A7, A7, B7 is winning, right? King C7? Yeah, B7, King C7 is winning. Wow. Magus had 4% odds on Polymarket. Now he's almost 50%. I mean, the critical game was the game against Bu Zhangji earlier, where Bu was desperate to make a draw and then just blundered a pawn for no reason. But also, what I think Polymarket fails to take into account here. Turn my fan up. What I think also Polymarket fails to take into account is that is that match format. Magus is a very, very big he's a huge favorite. If Magus was only 50% right now, I mean, I would be betting on Magus. Legit, if Magus is only 50%, considering he's going to make it into the match format, that I would be betting the house on Magus. Magus in a match format is very, very different. He's 46% right now, right? 46%. Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, I mean, maybe something can happen, but yeah. So let's see. Fabi's gonna lose, I think. Rook d6. Yeah, rook f2 also move. Would I predict the Hans to finish on 50% and lose 50 points? No, I would not have predicted that. Magnus already lost to Arjun. Get well soon, thank you. Yeah, it's just a draw. I think it's a two game match. I could be wrong, but yeah, this will be a draw. But we'll see. Yeah, Magnus will easily make it too, because or maybe not. Maybe it's not as guaranteed with a draw. He should make it though, because this game will also be a this will also be a draw. So let's go back results. Yeah, he should make it pretty easily. Maybe, but there's still, maybe it's not so clear because there are 5 guys on 12.5 and nobody knows what the tiebreaker is. Like there's a very good chance these games will be decisive. Fabi's going to be 13-2. It's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee because there are a lot of people on 12.5 actually. So let's go back. So draw. We click on results. We'll take a look. If Magnus loses, he definitely won't make it, but he's gonna have the white pieces, so I'd be shocked. So yeah, let's see. Magnus is third on tiebreaker. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on 12.5. So it's not a guarantee because they won't all play each other, meaning that there's a good chance that if one of them wins or two of them win, Magnus could miss. It's not a guarantee. Top 4 make it into a knockout. It's 4-player knockout. So, all right, that's the end of the round. I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back, and we'll keep going. So give me 1 second, you guys. So we're back. Okay. Okay, so round 13. Arjun is guaranteed to qualify. New shirt, why? Because this is a good example of how you know I'm sick. So I was actually getting too hot wearing a sweater, so I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. I've been going through the chills a little bit over the last like day and a half to 2 days. So it's like I've been like too hot, too cold, everything in between. So it's been very rough, but it is what it is. Wesley blundered mate in 1. Okay, so Wesley blundered mate in 1. Wait, what? Wait, what? No, it's some kind of weird relay error. No, it's a relay error. He played king e3 here. It was a draw. But okay, so if you guys want my Hall of Shame, I'm gonna do my Hall of Shame on a few games I looked this morning. Okay, so we're gonna do our Hall of Shame, okay? And our Hall of Shame is gonna feature a couple of games specifically. The Hall of Shame is gonna feature this game first and foremost, this game between Wesley and Dudot. Now, there's this game played earlier. Wesley here is on 11 out of 16. I think it's like maybe a half point out of first place, doing very, very well. And so he gets this position right around here. Let's keep going right here, and somehow Wesley here does not take this pawn on e6, and it blows my mind. I have literally it's unconscionable that Wesley did not just go knight f4 here and king g4. I mean, this must be winning for white. I don't know what this was from Wesley. Doesn't take the pawn. Okay, that's fine. You're like, okay, whatever happens. Okay, they're low on time. Okay, here too, king h2 is pretty obvious, but I think he does go there, right? He does. And now again, second time, Wesley does not take this pawn on e6 again, or take the pawn on h5, which also is apparently fine, but he again doesn't take. Instead, he plays knight h7. We got the repetition. And again, does not take the pawn. He plays rook a7. Here we got this position. Okay, another blunder. And now we get to move knight h7 again. So we get knight f6. And here Wesley takes the draw. Knight takes h5 or knight to e6 are both fine. I do not understand what Wesley is doing here. Wesley should be playing to make the final four and qualify, but instead he inexplicably takes a draw, and I really have no words for this. It's really, in my view, just pathetic. I mean, I don't know why you're playing these tournaments if you're not playing to win. That's just my honest take. That's my honest take about this game. There's no risk at all, and then you're still making a draw where if you win, you're much more likely to qualify. I mean, I've got no words. So that's really, really bad. The second person who belongs in my Hall of Shame is Bu Zhangji playing against Magnus. Where's this game? I guess it'll be easier to find it from Carlsen. Okay, so we go to Carlsen. Yeah, so we're in round 16. Magnus, I think, had just lost, or maybe he'd won a game. Bu plays a game from the get-go where he's out to make a draw. Like, happy to make the draw here. We got this end game. First of all, I was very surprised to see Bu take with the D pawn. I thought you just take and go king f2. I thought it was very weird to take this way, but then we get this end game. And basically, this end game is just a very easy draw here. Bu has basically set it up perfectly. You just start dilly-dallying every which way. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, Bu decides to get really creative and go bishop a4. Now, this was, of course, completely unnecessary. You can simply play bishop d1, king f2, put the bishop on e2, and you will never lose this game in 100 years. You literally just wait with the king on e1, f2. If black ever tries to get too cheeky and play d5, I think at some point you have king h4, king h5, and then the h pawn pushes and you win the game. Literally a very, very easy draw here. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Bu goes bishop a4 and decides to put his bishop on this diagonal instead, when if you keep the bishop on e2, it's just a dead draw. Literally a dead draw. Even here, it's still a draw, but then he plays king h3, which here, why do you not put the pawn on h3? If you put the pawn on h3, you just start waiting again. You literally just keep waiting back and forth with the king. again, a very, very easy draw. Instead, he goes king g3, and now suddenly he plays bishop c6, when here, if he goes bishop g8 or bishop e6 even, it's fine. h3 is a draw, but we'll discount that for a second. But like, you just go bishop e6 or bishop g8, just do the yo-yo with the bishop. There's no way black can win. But instead, he plays bishop c6, blundering knight d2, and now suddenly the knight hits all the pawns here, hits the pawn on c4, hits the pawns on e3 and h2, and black is going to win the game. And this to me is just really, really poor, especially with time on the clock. Boo has 1 minute on the clock. He's happy to make the draw from the get-go, and then he just suddenly plays bishop c6. If you just go h3 here and you just wait, it's very, very easy draw. I'm not even sure what black can do. Black can try, but I think there's always going to be some bishop e6 here to hit the pawns. There's no chance for black to win. To play this move with nearly a minute on the clock is really, really bad. I beat Boo in a tiebreaker to win Gibraltar in 2008 maybe, or 2010, I don't know. Yeah, no time pressure. I mean, that's really, really poor. That's my view. Like, really, really poor. Really, really unacceptable. If he has like 5 seconds, that's fine. Maurice is extremely critical of Magus on the FIDE stream. Is there any beef between them? I don't know if there's beef specifically. I assume Maurice doesn't like Magus's antics. Probably for the same reason I don't like his antics. It's probably the exact same reason, which is that when you look at Magus's antics, these things with, like, you know, knocking over pieces or slamming the table, like, these are things that are like, that don't happen. Or like, you know, Magus trying to pause the clock when he plays Arjun. Like, these are rules you learn when you're 5 years old. Like, literally when you start playing chess, you learn these rules. So I assume that's the main reason that Maurice is being critical. Levon's tweet? I haven't seen Levon's tweet. Let's see, Levon or Roni. Let's go to Twitter. I mean, I've spent a lot of my time in bed, like, actually, like, no joke. Other than doing my recap yesterday, I literally was in bed. So, okay, let's see, what is this? Okay, Daniel stuff. I see nothing. Maybe it's in replies. Is it in replies? Here we go. Okay, no. I'm gonna cough, give me a second. No pieces, chessboards, or tables were harmed during the filming of this video. And for those wondering, Magus immediately apologized to his opponent and me. Okay, Levon's a reply. Chris, I don't think we should be normalizing tantrums like that. It does affect players who are in the middle of the game and who hear loud noises. In many sports, such acts are penalized and unsportsmanlike behavior in order to send a message to younger athletes. So my view of the thing is pretty simple. I said this before. Magus has been different in recent times. And for me, it started in St. Louis when he was playing the clutch chess event. I've mentioned this a few times on stream. But Magus's demeanor was very different. Like, he was very edgy. He was very nervous, very worried. And then, of course, he was like talking to himself and muttering under his breath anytime he got a losing position, whether it was against me or Fabiano. And that was something that was very unusual to see. It's not what of course not what I'm used to seeing or expecting. So I feel like something has changed with Magus, and he's just like, it feels like he like feels more pressure or feels something. I don't know what it is, but it's like there's something going on with him that's just different in my view. Dad effect, I don't believe that. If I'm being honest, I don't believe that, because I just had a kid too, and I'm gonna be honest, like I haven't done this the last like 4 or 5 days since I got sick, but like I see my little baby, I'll like start moving his hands or play with his feet or make little silly faces and everything else. Like, I don't really know why that would have an effect on Magnus, if I'm being honest. I don't know why that would have an effect on him. So I don't really buy that at all. But yeah, so that's what I would say. I don't think it's anything to do with having a baby or anything else. I mean, I don't know what it is, but he's definitely become much more edgy, and it's like, I don't know, it's like somebody feels like the world's ending if he doesn't win, which is weird because he's obviously going to win most of the time anyway. But I have noticed that. And it's very, very surprising to me. Now, as far as Levon's comment about it specifically, I mean, it's there's a fine line. I feel like if it happens once, I don't think it's really a big deal. I think if it happens 2 or 3 times, there probably should be a penalty. Probably should be something minimal, like $1,000 or something, you know, something relatively small. But I think there probably should be a fine when it's not the first time. That's what I would say. When it's not the first time, I think there should be a penalty. The first time, like heat of the moment, that's fine. It's all good. When it starts happening like this, you know, like the second or third time, I don't think it should. So that's what I would say. I mean, the situation against Hikaru, like, I really didn't like that either. Like, hitting the clock with 2 seconds. I mean, I'm sure everybody's done something similar where there's a piece on pre or something's missing and you hit the clock, but he literally knocked over the entire table. So, yeah. That would be my views. I mean, I think there should be a small penalty. Okay, here we go. Round 18 coming up. Or no, we don't have round 19 yet. Any plans for New Year's Eve? No, you guys. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm still a little bit sick. I'm better than I have been over the last few days. I think I probably got this new flu, this super flu, this like K flu or whatever it's called, because all my symptoms are like exact same. But I'm feeling better, so I'll probably be good, I think, within a day or two. But it hasn't been great. And I think I either got sick at the airport in India during like the 3 hours I had before my flight, or someone was sick on the plane. I got it there. But at any rate, it is what it is. So, yeah, I've got no plans. By the way, for Ali Reza, I actually feel pretty sad for Ali Reza. Like, I mean, Ali Reza, you know, as someone who has a little bit more insight, I think, into his psyche and how he approached tournament, I mean, I feel like it's really, really a tragedy what's happening, because he was not intending to play this event. He doesn't like the World Rapid and Blitz, in my opinion. He doesn't like the rounds, the short breaks, all these little things around it. And then he goes and he just lights it up. Like, he's one of these, like, you know, once in a year type events in the Global Chess League in India, and it's just like amazing, like really, 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 really great chess. Make no mistake about it. So he decides he's going to play the World Rapid and Blitz. And suddenly in the World Rapid and Blitz, everything starts falling apart for him. So it's kind of sad to see, especially in the Blitz, where I expected him to be. Like, I expect him to be in the top 4 for sure, but has not been meant to be. Now, I did not see his game against Joe Baba. His game against Joe Baba. Okay, so this is what? This was like the Magnus game, another Philidor. Hans is a little bit different because he had the great result in the Rapid. So even though Hans has sucked majorly in the Blitz, it doesn't matter because he finished 4th in the Rapid. Like, he's got to be happy with that. Okay, so he was winning here. This is a mistake, but okay, does it? Okay. Looks good. Oh. Oh, dear. If he just takes, he's winning, right? He just... Yeah, oh, yeah. And yeah, and then, of course, Ali Reza needs to win to make the top 4, so he goes crazy and he loses the game. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty sad to see. Magnus is not in a must-win situation, I don't believe, but let's take a look. He's got 13 points. Arjun is guaranteed to make top 4. Yeah, we've got some pairings. I mean, Magnus did get a soft pairing against he played a 2400 Samuenkov. I mean, not that he's not a good player. He did get that one soft pairing. And he played Boo, who's objectively not the strongest player out there. But I mean, come on, let's be real. Ooh, Magnus versus Noterbeck. Okay, so now Magnus does not get an easy pairing. But I would say in general, back to the main point, I would say, I mean, obviously Magnus has won plenty of the Swiss events too. But I think if FIDE or chess I would say chess organizations in general are looking to the longer term, like you're looking 5-10 years out versus the next 2 or 3 years, it would not behoove them to think about the broader picture of variance and how you want more variance. You don't want the same player always winning. And I would say in match format, if you look at Magnus, he in match format is like a god. He's legitimately a god in match format. Magnus can draw, his tiebreakers are better. Okay. Maybe. So I think Swiss is actually better. Of course, Magnus has won a bunch of the Swiss World Blitz titles too, but I think it should not be this format with a playoff. I think just straight up Swiss is better. If Magnus makes the final 4, he's gonna win. Like, that's just a reality. I mean, everybody, I would say in a Swiss format, Magnus is still always the favorite, but I think he's less of a favorite than he is in a knockout. Because if he gets to match play, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like, you look at Magnus in the Chess Champions Tour. I know that was online versus over the board. Like, Magnus lost so few matches. Like, he lost so few matches in the Chess Champions Tour. Like, he's very, very dominant in match format. You look at EWC. I was the only person who came close to beating him. Everybody else just got pasted pretty brutally. So Like if we look further out beyond just like the next 2 or 3 years, I think FIDE would be much smart. FIDE and all chess organizations would be smart to think about variance and how you want more variety, more people winning, as opposed to one person winning all the time. It's just like, you know, if the Kansas City Chiefs were to win in American football every year, people are going to get annoyed. Even when the Chiefs won 3 out of 4, I think it was, like, people already getting kind of annoyed. Now, of course, you know, Patrick Mahomes got injured. Travis Kelce's too busy dating the pop star and everything else. But, like, if a team wins all the time, it's not good at the end of the day. Okay, so we have round 19. Here we go. Okay. Will Magnus play e4, d4? Depends what Magnus views the situation. If Magnus thinks a draw is good enough, I'm inclined to think he'll play e4. If he needs to keep all the results in play, I'm inclined to think he'll play d4. Okay, so Magnus plays e4. So we get c5. Okay, normal. This is actually what I played against Noterbeck in Title Tuesday last week. Okay, pretty standard. Let's see what Noterbeck does. I think Magnus has concluded. Oh, can Arjun lose? And if Arjun loses, Nihal makes it in. Aha. So if Arjun loses, Nihal makes it in, probably. Very tricky. Very tricky. I don't think Arjun would do that. But I don't think he'll do that, but it's possible. I mean, it's possible Nihal will win. This is all very normal. I feel like, wasn't this played between Fabi and Noterbeck in the EWC? I think Fabi and Noterbeck might have had this against each other. I am sick, yes, unfortunately. But I'm better than I have been on most of the days this week. Probably the worst part about being sick with this, I think the super flu or whatever they call it, is that I've had headaches most days. Like, I don't care about having a runny nose or like chills or these things that much. But when you have a headache on top of it, like, it's very, very annoying. Very annoying. Okay, all pretty normal so far. Let's take a look at the other games. Nihal and Arjun looks pretty normal. Hakopium versus Fabi, also a big game. Also a very, very big game too. Nepo Man versus Maxime. Nepo can't make it. Maxime needs to win this game. Okay, who else? Wait, let's go back to take a look at the results. 1 second. So the only way, let's assume that Magnus draws. How does he not make it? This would require Maxime, he would have to lose to Noterbeck. Oh, Noterbeck would actually pass him if he loses, but let's assume it's a draw. Noterbeck cannot pass him if it's a draw. That's one guy gone. That would require Nihal, Aram, and Maxime all winning just to make Magnus not qualify. I don't see it happening, even if Magnus draws. Apparently Black's better here, by the way. Yeah, I think the fight is gonna be for 4th place. Computer wants bishop d6. Rook f5. Yeah, this might be better actually. Bishop d6. This looks a little bit better for Noterbeck, but I still. The hurricane is messing with my hair. I have a fan on me. I mean, Noterbeck is. I'm trying to figure out if Noterbeck can create chance to win the game. I don't like bishop f6. I would have gone to d6 there to keep the file open. Yeah, I would not have done this. Rook c1, queen b7. Mag is playing very, very safe here. Like queen b7, rook c8, but that's only gonna be good enough to draw. So Noterbeck won't make it. Queen d8 is possible, I guess. Maybe bishop g5 ideas. If anybody's better here, it's definitely Noterbeck, but I don't see how Noterbeck is going to win. That's the problem. Noterbeck can probably draw very easily, but I don't see how Noterbeck creates winning chances here. It's also bishop b4, right? Bishop b4 just kills the game because it's a temporary sack here. But now you've rooks. I mean, just dead draw. Deader than dead. If bishop b4 d6, I think the knight's jumping, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Magnus finds it, of course, very nasty. Now Noterbeck here has to make the choice. Is he happy with the draw, or does he like gamble and hope he can get lucky with d6? Nah, it's gonna be a draw. I don't think Magnus can win this unless Noterbeck blunders, but there's also no chance that Noterbeck wins. So let's see what's happening. Is Nihal winning? Niet. Nihal is not winning. In fact, Nihal's not gonna win. See who else is there. Max Fabi versus Hakopium. Fabi should be okay. Maxime has a double-edged position, which is what he wants. Whether he can win or not is a question. Why was that bad? Supposed to play knight f4 apparently. Okay, yeah, now knight f4 actually looks good to open up the diagonal here. Maxime might win this game and make it into the tiebreaker anyway. Yeah, Magnus' game is, yeah, I mean, Noterbeck, of course, does not take the draw. He does not play d6 and just make the draw. He goes queen f7, trying to create counterplay. And now Magnus is going to get rook c7. Like h5, rook c7, h4, takes queen f3. Maybe this is a draw. Yeah, Magnus up on time. Yeah, Noterbeck doesn't take the draw. He's going to get punished and lose. So Magnus will make it in. The question is who else makes it in? Arjun, Drew, yeah. So Magnus for sure makes it in. Yeah, I mean, basically what Noterbeck had to do was he had to play d6. Right here he has to go d6, trade, something like this, and like trade and like just make a draw, something like this. But he didn't do that. Instead, he decided, and by the way, for anybody who's wondering about the eval bar, it is 0.6, but this is a dead draw. Wait, I think you go here. Wait, how's white better? Oh, white is rook e3 here. Maybe not. It's not quite that easy, but like rook d8 maybe. But this would be a draw. So instead, oh wait, Magnus actually misplayed this. Maybe he didn't misplay it. Rook d8, h3, takes queen f4. h3 is the only move here. I don't think he's gonna find it. He does. Okay. So actually probably should be a draw. Queen c8, because he's gonna get the outside juicer on the rim, I think. Should be a draw. If I'm Magnus, the one thing you don't do here is you do not get low on time. Like, you do not let it get to a scramble where you have less than 5 seconds, because Magnus is now like he's had 3 very big mishaps. Okay, Magnus decides the draw is good enough. Yeah, I guess he probably knew that if Nihal didn't win, or if Nihal didn't win, he would automatically qualify. That's my guess. Yeah, I think Magnus knew. Probably he saw the tiebreakers, of course, and he knew that if someone didn't win, a draw was good enough. Okay, Fabi's gonna win, probably qualify. Actually, Fabi's playing one of the 12.5, so it's actually, yeah. MVL game no longer winning. Let's go back. Aha, Maxime messed this up terribly. It's still probably a draw, but ugh. He's gonna try to run the king, I guess, this way. I guess you can go to h7, but it's again, it's all a draw. Yeah, it's all a draw here. Hans dropped out and wasn't paired in round 19. Okay, that happens. Yeah, it's just a check. It's gonna be a draw. How do players know about the tiebreaker? There's a break in between games, and yes, usually you have people you can talk to who are following the event who will let you know what the tiebreakers are. Check out Scooby Dooby Doo. Scooby Dooby Doo made a draw against Rajabov. Fabi's gonna win. I haven't. Wait, rook takes a5, but Fabi's gonna win this game. He gets a great last round pairing. b2, rook d1. Good stuff from Fabi. So he'll be in the final four. What are my thoughts on Arjun's forcing a draw? Arjun has nothing left to play for. I mean, Arjun's got nothing left to play for. All Arjun is playing for is literally make the final four. So I'm not shocked. Also, as I said before, and I'll say it again, like, everybody likes to deny the realities of chess, but the fact is, for most of these players, this is going to be their biggest payday of the entire year. So it's going to be their biggest payday of the entire year. So, like, players are going to be happy to make draws and ensure the payday. Like, that's just the reality. It always perplexes me whenever I hear people say it. People just conveniently ignore all this stuff. Napo blundered? Oh, it's still a draw? Still a draw. Wait. Oh my god. He went the wrong... Oh my god. Oh my god, Maxime. I mean, e5 was just winning. Oh, come on, Maxime. What is this? King d6 also wins. Oh, come on. MVL makes the top four anyway? Does he? I don't know. We've got a big muck up on 13. It's a big muck up on 13. I don't know who makes it. Well, oh wait, Maxime's still playing? Wait, let's go over. Maxime still oh, Maxime gets to 13 and 13. No, it's a big muck up. It's a big muck up. I don't know who makes it. No, nothing is guaranteed at all. Noterbreck probably isn't in once tiebreakers are factored in, if I had to guess, but we'll see. MVL before on tiebreakers? Okay. So... No judgment. I'm just curious why you couldn't get the result you wanted in this tournament last year. There are a couple things. Speaking of age, first of all, you know, one thing that people probably have noticed is that I don't stream as much as I used to. It's a very good question. One thing people probably have noticed is, and especially this year, is that I don't stream as much as I used to. I would say that I used to be able to stream something like 4 or 5 days a week, every single day, and feel no wear and tear as it related to actually like showing up and playing over the board tournaments. And one thing that I did prior to the World Rapid and Blitz, I think was a big mistake last year, is I didn't have any real break time. I didn't have a break or a rest because I was waking up at like 4 a.m. every day to cover the World Championship match between Gukesh and Ding. And I think actually that was probably the single biggest reason that I didn't do well, because I was basically up at 4 a.m. every day until I think a week before the tournament. And I think that played a very, very big role. It's not showing the results. I'll refresh. I'd also say I had my chance in the Rapid, and then I messed up the game against Maxime's out. He's out. Oh my gosh. I don't know if these are correct tiebreakers, but it looks like he's out. But I would say that I think I think that played a very, very big role. In the Rapid, I had a chance, and then I messed up this game against Merzen, where should have been at least a draw, or I should have won. I messed that game up, and then it all collapsed. Yeah, MVL. My God, he's gonna miss out on the tiebreaker. So yeah, for the breakdowns, I mean, I saw there was something about from Levon, which I covered earlier. I mean, my general view is not so much that it doesn't happen. Of course it happens, but it's very weird that it's happened multiple times in this event. To me, that's what I find very, very weird about it. Like, it's happened like at least 3 or 4 times now in this tournament. So yeah. Fabi, I mean, Fabi is should not be underestimated in Blitz. I mean, Fabi's not, I would say, in certain situations as good as like, say, myself, Magnus, or Ali Reza, but he should not be underestimated. Of course, if he has to play Magnus, I mean, it's gonna be rough for him. I don't intend to play Title Tuesday. Noterbeck is listed as 4th. Noterbeck 4 or 5. I don't know. Biggest surprise of the tournament, you know, it's not a surprise, it's more like vindication. But to me, I was really happy to see how the kids performed. Because a good example of this, and this is a broad statement, so actually, I don't know, maybe people should listen to what I have to say on this topic. This is a very broad statement. And I had a conversation with Levy actually yesterday about something very similar. But what I would say is that to see the kids performing so well was really nice. You see Faustino, sure, he's not going to win the tournament. He had his moments. You saw Yagiz in the Rapid, great chances to win the tournament. You see Gautam Chess from India, just an amazing performance. And go back to the results, okay. And to me, it's really like vindication is the wrong words, validation, I would say, of how sort of skewed or how ratings are not clearly reflective of players strength anymore the way it used to be. So like I'll just say it straight up. If you look at Gautam Chess and his performance, either in the Rapid or the Blitz, if he had that performance online on chess.com, the same people who are completely paranoid, and this applies to more than just to one person that everybody thinks of, who are like, oh, these people are cheating, everybody's cheating, blah blah blah. If Gautam Chess were to have that performance online, 100%, many of these people would be like, he must be cheating. He's 2300. It's not possible. You can't play like this and everything else. But as we see, that's not the case. And he's having a really, really good performance. But again, what that says to me is that top chess players, they no longer have a grasp of what it takes to become a good player. Of course, at the top level, the game of chess is still the same. Like, you have to study, you openings, all this stuff. But in terms of improvement and how quickly people can become good at chess, it's a very different world that we live in now versus the world that we lived in even 5 or 6 years ago. I would tell you that in like 2019, for example, or 2020, you would never see a kid like Gautam Chess be able to perform the way he has. It literally is not possible to see someone who's not an established player that everybody knows about going and playing against the best players in the world and actually being competitive with them the way that Gautam Chess has been. So when we look at that, it's very clear to me that top players in general, broken yap. Yeah, I am yapping. I would say that top players should basically shut up with all their bullshit about cheating and everything else. Many of them are doing it behind the scenes still. They should basically just shut up and admit that they don't understand the game anymore. The actual competitive side, yes, but anything else, they should just shut up and just like stop thinking they understand anything, is my view. That'll probably get clipped, but whatever. But that's my actual view. MVL is out. Brutal. Someone said is the women's game starting sooner? Okay. By not understand the game anymore, so what I mean by that is, I spoke about this before, is that there's this assumption that the levels of chess and how good people can become is static. But that's not the case. And another example of this was, there was the PogChamps event recently, and based on my sort of outdated or unk views about like chess, I basically was like, only the pro chess player, only people who play chess as kids can win. So I was like, Andrea Botez or Linda Diaz has to win, or maybe one or two other people have a chance. Nobody else can win. But that's based on my sort of outdated understanding of how people play chess and how they get good at chess. And then of course Same Reina came out and he won PogChamps very, very convincingly. And to me, as someone like who's been in chess for a long time, I was like, that's not possible, because when I was growing up, that's just not the trajectory of how people become good at chess. It isn't a thing. But of course, I'm old. We're talking about 25 years ago, and the game has changed fundamentally with the internet. So that's kind of the big point about all of this, is that the world is different. And about top players, generally, my view is that, like, when it comes to the actual chess, yes, they're very good, they're very strong. That is still the same game as it always has been. But this other stuff around like improvement or how people get good at chess, it's just a different world of which they have no understanding. So the assumptions they make are completely wrong and 100% outdated. Okay, so the final 4 players that we have in this event are Arjun, Magnus, Noterbeck, and Fabiano. If I'm rooting for someone, I'm obviously rooting for Arjun Erigaisi. I mean, another bit of tea that I would spill with you guys, general bit of tea, is Arjun somehow was not invited to the Grand Chess Tour last year, to this year, I should say, despite being, I think, in the top 5 in the world at the start of the year or something like that. So Arjun has not had as many opportunities as I think he deserves. So like, I'm definitely rooting for Arjun. I'm definitely rooting for Arjun in this event. That's what I would say. In the women's, by the way, I would probably bet on the winner of this match being the winner overall. Azucena or Bibisar. I assume the winner of this match is going to win the event. So what's this pin? I was wondering, as a chess teacher, how do I help a student who's becoming stronger than me improve? I think there's still ways. I don't know the level you're at as a coach, but I think what I would say is that basically basically depends on the level. If you're like around master level, there's still a lot that you can help with. If you're around like 1500, I would actually probably recommend another coach. So it just depends on the level. Because at master level, you can definitely help. You can definitely help players a lot still, because your general understanding is pretty good. If you're at like 1500 or 1600 and you're trying to help someone, it's hard, because they're going to improve so much more and so quickly that it's going to be hard. Like, you won't be able to keep up. I swear Fabiano performs better OTB than online. Well, yeah, because he's not as paranoid over the board the way he is about online. Like, psychology plays a huge role, by the way. Like, let's not pretend. You're 2100. That's reasonable. That's close enough to where if you understand the weaknesses, you can still help a lot. I mean, it's what I would say is, of course, every student's different. It's not straightforward. Well, of course, when you're paranoid, you think everybody's cheating, which is why you never win a title Tuesday. Then, I mean, obviously you're going to perform worse. Like, that's not even a question. Like, it's not even a question. Okay, let's see what BBSR plays here. Like, castles, e5, e6. See what we got. We got castles, logical. Okay, d4, standard so far. Let it go. I like white's position. Big white center here. Very pleasant position. For BBSR, candidate spot also online. Candidate spot for what? I don't know what you mean. Also, how are you able to adapt so quickly to changing times compared to most of your counterparts? What do you mean changing times? Like, what I'm saying is, I'm saying that basically chess as a game hasn't changed. Like, the fundamentals of the game haven't changed, but the way people learn and all and the methods they use and all this stuff is completely different to when we were kids. Like myself, Fabi, anybody. The other game, white's better, right? Queen b3, knight g5. It's only a small edge, not much of an edge. As a new dad, how much sleep are you getting? I'm getting enough sleep because I'm literally not able to see my baby right now. But because I'm a little bit sick. But in general, I would say I don't expect to get a lot of sleep. Out of context, but do you see yourself being in an acting career after retirement if you had the opportunity? I could definitely be an actor. Definitely. Because it's apparently a blunder. I don't know why. Queen b3. Oh, queen b3 and bishop a3 or something. Okay, but it's a blitz game. Hard to judge what'll happen here. Chess-based channel calling BBSR a special friend of Sindarov. Well, I mean, if they're saying it, then yes. I mean, obviously. But again, a lot of stuff's sort of, I guess, not known, but known in the inner circles of things. But yes, to answer your question, the answer is obviously yes. But whatever. Who cares? Okay, so we get knight f1. Do you think online cheating at the top level is so much less compared to someone like Fabi? I mean, I don't want to get into that kind of drama right now. It's not the time. We're here to cover the World Rapid and Blitz, but I would just say there are plenty of players at the top who are still very paranoid, still don't believe that like Proctor does anything, still think there's cheating going on, etc. So that's all I'll say. I mean, we're here to cover the Blitz. It's not supposed to be a drama stream. So you got c6 here, try and chip away. I don't like c6. I think white's doing very well here. There's going to be big pressure here. Yeah, I'm drinking out of the Stella mug that I got when I did. If you look at this closely, it even has my signature on it. There's a special Stella glass that I got. Okay, bishop a2, the best move. Weird. I mean, it's weird, but not weird. Okay. Much more thematic and human to put the knight here. Queen d8 to guard everything. Hikaru, reveal your candidate strategy. I will reveal my strategy, you guys. My candidates preparation. We're gonna do a content piece with this site called Chess Stalker. We're gonna take a look at all my candidates' opponents and what their strengths and weaknesses are pretty soon, and that's gonna be all the preparation I do for the event. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It'll be soon. If you guys were watching my stream the other day, there's a site called Chess Stalker, and basically you can see your opponent's strength and weaknesses and everything else. So that'll be my preparation. His acting career has started. Yes. Waiting for Danny to reveal it. Danny doesn't know the name of my baby. I'm not gonna make the same mistake Magnus made. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, BB Sara is completely winning somehow. What happened? Oh, geez. Okay, so yeah, BB Sara will win easily. Aren't you giving away too much doing that? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just a dream. Probably A5 here. Oh, black's up 2 pawns. It's not even 1 pawn. Black's up 2 pawns here. Jeez. Yeah. This is best of 4, right? Also, best of 4. Best of 4. Also, if I'm being honest, assuming this is best of 4, gives like. Also, if is it best of 4? Let me go back to the other one. Can somebody tell me, is it best of 2 or best of 4? In the men's, is it best of 4 or best of 2? It's best of 4? Yeah, I mean, Magnus at 57%. I mean, in a best of 4, Magnus not winning is, I mean, these odds are wrong. That's all I'm going to say. The odds are wrong. The odds are wrong. It's best of 2. He's still a favorite. Best of 4, he's a huge favorite. Yeah, the women's are before the men. I don't support best of 4 for the same reason I mentioned earlier. I don't support best of 4 because at the end of the day, I think that the notion that FIDE has is wrong. Like the notion that FIDE has is they want the best player to win, which I think in general is fine if you don't have a dominant player. But when you have a dominant player, dominant factor, dominant team, whatever it is, I think you want more variance. And at best of 4, like, I would legitimately be really, really surprised if Magnus doesn't win. I don't think Magnus influences decisions at all. No, I don't think he does. Okay, A5. Aren't you way too negative? No, I don't think I'm negative because I look at it from the outsider perspective. I think wanting the best player to win is fine in a world where someone isn't dominant. I think in a world where someone is dominant, that's not actually what you want. If you actually want viewership and you want hype, I don't think that's what you want. I think you want more variance. But I'm not talking about it as a chess player. I'm talking about it as like the only way to get a sustainable model for chess where people will watch chess like at scale is going to be if there's variance and you never know who's going to win. So I would have taken the pawn, but whatever, it's all good. BB Star is up what? 2 pawns, still easy win. Also, like on that topic, it's like, for example, you see the poly market stuff, and it's probably another big reason. I think that gambling can never become a real thing in chess for this reason as well. Because the odds are wrong, as you'll see, most likely. Maybe this will be the one time I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident I won't be proven wrong. E5, E4, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This will be a win. E3. There's king g5, e2, rook b2, a2, a1. Easy. Oh, the semis are in 2 hours? Is that late? Oh, geez. I didn't think it was going to be that late. If the odds are wrong, you should bet. I can't bet. I'm in the US, you guys. Otherwise, I would bet, actually. Not that it's financial advice, but I would be betting. At those odds, I would be betting. Yeah, I would be betting. Oh. VPN doesn't work, for anyone who's wondering. Also, I don't particularly trust Polymarket at the moment either. So I wouldn't be like, I would not be, actually, I wouldn't be betting. Because there was a hack like 6 days ago and I lost some money that I had. Go back. Yeah, there's like a hack like 6 or 7 days ago on Polymarket. Yeah, it was in the news, but it wasn't like mainstream news because it wasn't a ton of accounts. But yeah, legit. No, legit, it happened. I think it was like 7 days ago. Yeah, there was literally a couple of news articles I saw on it. Yeah, so it was six to 7 days ago. I'm aware of what 6-7 means, you guys. Thank you. Hopefully they'll start these games soon, but knowing FIDE, it'll probably take another 20 minutes. FIDE's trying to get max ad revenue by making the stream so long. Not really. Because the only people who are making ad revenue is probably like Chess24, also known as Chess.com, and like myself, maybe Norway Chess. But yeah, am I jealous? Who am I jealous of? I have nothing to be jealous of. Back when I was a pro player, you could maybe make the argument that I was jealous of. I could be jealous of Magnus, but now, why would I be jealous? How can I be jealous? I have everything I could ask for. I mean, I get to stream for a living. I don't have to travel. I can play chess casually here or there, and everybody gets all angry when I do. So why would I be jealous? Jealous because Magnus won way more. Why would I be jealous? Why would I be jealous? The only thing that like I could be like quote unquote jealous about or unhappy about is that Magnus exists in the time period when I'm playing. But like, come on, that's the reality. Like, let's be real. Like, why would I be jealous of that? Like, I could be like, oh man, it's a shame it exists, but it's like you can't snap your fingers and be like, oh, the guy shouldn't exist or something weird like that. Like, that's just weird. Okay, I'm gonna get my tea. Game 2 starting. I'm falling for rage bait. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Got bishop d6. Let's see what we get here. Takes. Probably knight a3. Being worth $50 million, he's jealous of Elon Musk. Yes, you guys. I'm super jealous of Elon. This looks like a normal position. Let's take a look at the other game. Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously like super jealous of Elon. That should be me, right? Okay, Anamuzichuk is a good position here, I think. Yeah. We get knight c3. Let's see what we get. Yes, the internet would tell you that I am worth 50 million, by the way, which may or may not be true. 92 also. 92 knight f4 is a good try. Knight g5 also very reasonable. Trying to take advantage of the lack of development by the black king. I wouldn't say Fabiano's gotten better. I think Fabiano's just been very consistent. Like, for example, if Fabiano loses that game to Magnus, which he would have if Magnus doesn't go bishop d3, I don't think Fabiano's in the top 4. So those little those little moments play a huge role in the overall outcome. Like, if Magnus trades the rooks and goes bishop d3, Fabiano loses that game. And if Fabiano loses that game, he's not going to be in the top 4. So it's like that one moment actually changed the whole trajectory of the tournament. So it's all very relative. Hikaru is making more money than Magnus by covering his games. Who should be jealous of who? Yeah. Levy said in the podcast that we were easily worth 50 million or more because of stocks and streaming. Wait, if Levy said that, I want to see the clip. If you're not baiting, that doesn't sound like something Levy would say. So if you're not baiting, I'd like to know what podcast you're talking about. See what we got. Yeah, Levy would never say that. He did say on Prakar's podcast. Wait, that's not a bait? Wait, what? Wait, what? Are you got... Wait, now... He said it? Wait a second. Someone's got to find me the clip. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, but yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the other game. Okay, black can probably castle here. The two bishops black should be okay. Yeah, if someone has the clip, send me the clip. Otherwise, I'm not going to believe it. I think you dork uprising for 34 months. Why is the men starting later? Because the men are more important. That's why. The people are watching for the men and not the women. And I'm not saying that to like create some drama. I'm just telling you the reality. Just telling you the reality of the situation. I don't necessarily agree with it. I think they should probably play at the same time, but that's the reality. That's the reality. I'm not saying that to be like rude or anything. I'm saying that because like that's actually the harsh reality. And I don't really like it. I think they should be playing at the same time. I think they should be playing at the exact same time. Okay. Looks very balanced. Okay, BB Star winning again. She's going to be up 2-0. Also, speaking on that topic, maybe someone can enlighten me, but what the hell was that match between Kyrgios and Sabalenka? Maybe somebody can enlighten me on that, because I saw that too and I was like, what is going on? It takes I thought it was like, what is this? Okay, BB Star is going to be at 2-0. She's probably going to be in the finals after this. Rook G5. Probably Queen H5 here. Attempt of a remake, probably. I was just like, I don't know. I was just like, what is this? Like, all it does is make women's tennis look bad. I mean, I assume it was held in where, at the Emirates or something. So probably they both got paid a ton of money, but it was like, still, I don't understand the point. The Queen H6 is good. Rook E1, Bishop C4, everything's good. Okay, Queen H4, good enough. Queen F3, like everything's good here. Magnus versus Fabi is in the semifinals. That is correct. Yes, that is correct. Okay. G4, pretty normal. Thank you, stay away, as always. Enlightening conversation. Queen F7 is GG. Okay, C7. B5. You could also just sack the rook and go Queen D5, of course. No, that's not it. Queen A1. King E6. Check, okay. She let us get a little bit dangerous, but she's going to win. F4, Queen E7, checkmate. So BB Star up 2-0, so she's going to be up 2-0. Is Fabi surprising you to be in the semifinals? As I said earlier, yes and no. Yes, because if he had lost to Magnus like he should have, if Magnus trades the rooks and goes Bishop D3, he would not have even sniffed it. On the other hand, he played very well after that game, so it's kind of a 50-50 situation. I would say yes and no. Yeah, BB Star is 2-0. She's not going to lose 2. The other game looks like a draw. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's just a draw. Okay. Game 3 will start in a second. Okay, so 2 games done. I'll step away for a second. Round 3 coming up in a second, and we'll see what happens. What are my stock ideas? I don't have any stock ideas currently, but I would say, looking at the market, I'm not really thrilled by what's going on in tech. I do believe that Micron, even though it's had a massive run up, and usually memory is cyclical, I still, oh, actually markets are open. I didn't realize they're open. Is still, I think it has room to run, but in general, I'm not super optimistic. Like, I'm not super optimistic, is what I would say. So we'll see. So, all right, I'm gonna go use the restroom. We'll be right back, and then we have game 3 coming up in a second. IShowSpeed is streaming in Africa. Goodbye, chat. I have to say, having watched him with IShowSpeed, he's just amazing. He's amazing. Like a big fan. Top 4 starts as soon as these matches end. Yeah, the men's knockout will happen after these matches. But yeah, actually, I am a fan. Yeah, I am a fan. I mean, like what he does is crazy. It's crazy, actually. Oh wait, they started the men's match. Wait, what? Oh, apparently they're not waiting. Okay, let's go this game. What is this? Exchange Slav. Little surprised to see Fabi playing Exchange Slav. It's all pretty normal. Yeah, I'm surprised it started, but yeah. What are these teacups? It's just normal teacups. I think they're part of a set that I bought at Costco, because everything I buy is from Costco. Yeah, why can't Hikaru play in tournaments anymore? I just played the Global Chess League. First game was a draw? Wait, what? No, this is the first game. Okay, let's take a look at the other first game. Arjun versus Noterbeck. This is probably, by the way, this is 100% a relay error. I'm going to say this again. Probably my single biggest complaint, it's part of a big broader complaint about chess, is that it's literally 2025 and we can't have a game relayed in real time with a proper board without malfunctions. Like we're gonna get GTA 6 before we get functioning digital boards for chess tournaments. And when people are like, oh, chess should be so big, this, that, or the other thing, this is a prime example of why chess is not big and it's not going to be big. Because literally, the digital boards have relay errors all the time. Like, see, I mean, I just told you guys. What actually happened in the game is Noterbeck played b6 and we got knight c3. So it's like that's what makes me laugh and this isn't even a FIDE issue, by the way. This is just a pure tech issue with the boards themselves. Like, this is the best technology we have in 2025 for chess. And people are like, oh, chess should be so big. It should be like, you know, it should be like a proper sport or everything else. It's just like, I mean, it really says it all for me. I've been to Doha. Yeah, I've been to Qatar before. Yes. Let's go back to Magnus game. Okay, did we get a blunder here? Apparently Fabi's better. 95, logical move. But Magnus will probably swindle this. Knight c6, takes, run the king to the queen side. White's better, but I like Fabi's time usage. Fabi's time usage is pretty good. I know you have a lot of confidence in the GTA 6, I know. It was a relay error. You'll see it in a few seconds. Oh my god, the board hasn't corrected yet. Jesus. Ugh. So what actually happened is it was b6, knight c3, knight a5, d4, a6. I mean, it had to have been a blunder, right? Or not? Is it? I mean, there's no way Arjun didn't take, right? Can someone tell me what's correct? Wait. So now we have a different position entirely. Okay, now it's winning. Oh, was it a6 first? Was it a6 first and then b5? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened. But whatever. Show goes on. Noterbeck's gonna try to attack on the b file with the rook and the queen here. I don't like this. I don't like what Arjun is doing. Unless he gets a big attack on the king side, something bad is gonna happen on the queen side here. Something bad is gonna happen with these weak pawns. Apparently h6 was a huge mistake. I don't know why, but let's go back to Fabi's game. Fabi, of course, misplayed this. He took the bishop, which was a mistake. Still fine for him, but gonna try to play rook e1 here. I do like this is Fabi Magnus game. The name's wait, what? Oh my god. Oh my. So wait, you're telling me this is the you're telling me this is the Magnus game? So wait, who's white and who's black? Magnus is black? Magnus actually blunder with b5 in the opening then? I'm so confused. I've got no idea what's going on here. Magnus is white? Okay, don't ask me, you guys. I've got no idea what's going on here. By the way, as I said before, 2025 and everyone's acting like chess should be so big and we can't have a basic production that works. I mean, it really does say it all. Probably 93 and 91 to guard the pawn. Maybe bishop f3 d1 also. King h2, rook b3, rook c2, bishop a4, rook a2. Still a lot of play. Chess is not a mainstream sport. I think this really illustrates why it's not. Yeah, probably rook a2. If bishop a3, can you sack? You can sack this way. Can you sack the other way or not? No, the other way is losing. But yeah, this is just the bottom line. Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on. Like whatever. Yeah, this is why I always laugh. I always laugh when people are like, "Oh, chess should be like this mainstream sport." It's like, just you see this production, and you're just like, "What is going on here?" There's knight f6, right? It goes for the other one. Now queen d8, and Fabi's gonna lose. Magnus is black. I think Magnus is white though. No, I don't know. Like I don't know. Whatever. I'll watch this game for. I've got no idea who's doing what. Let's watch this game for a bit. Probably bishop g6, bishop d3 is the safest way to play it. Well, let's see. And let me pull it up on another tab. Go back to the other one. Magnus flag now or what? And now this game, now the game has no moves either. Max under 10 seconds, yeah. Max and Fabi drew. Okay. Chess, everybody. Chess in 2025. Yeah, Fabi drew down a bishop. Like I said, whatever. No, I mean, I don't care in general, but I just like it when I see stuff like this. It's like it makes me laugh when I hear these delusional people out there like, oh, chess should be so big or this, that, or the other thing. And you can't even have digital boards that work correctly. Like, it's just such a mess. Yeah, I mean, there are no more moves. Like the DGT board stopped working. Just put up Chess24's YouTube. Okay, fine. I will. Since apparently they can't get. So Noterbeck won. Noterbeck is definitely an underdog story. I could see Noterbeck winning here. And keep in mind, Noterbeck also should not be here. It's because Maxime messed up a winning position against Nepo. I guess we'll wait for game 2 to start. Yeah. Why is Pag doing so poor? Can you think he can get back to form of the candidates? Obviously, someone I'll be playing against, so I'm not going to say a whole lot about it. But I would say I think the Indian players, they're a little bit too active. I do think they play a little bit too much. Obviously, Gukesh and Arjun are the prime offenders. But yes, I'm a little bit sick. I've been sick the last week. Ever since I got back. I was fine the first day I got back. And then I started having phlegm in my throat. Then I had headaches, had the chills. I mean, it's very clear that somehow I got the flu when I was traveling back from India, whether it was at the airport or in the airplane or where, who knows. But yes, I'm a little bit sick. So to answer your question, I feel like that they all play too much chess right now. I think Arjun and Gukesh do it a little bit more than Prag. But I think they need to find some perspective on which events are actually important versus just playing every tournament. Because I think there's a limit to how much you improve how much you can improve just by playing. I mean, they're trying to get experience. I understand the whole thing, but I think picking the tournaments is actually quite important. So, all right, they're both at the board. Okay. Yeah, we're waiting for the game to begin. Should begin soon. Should begin soon. I didn't see Fabi and Wesley. No, I didn't see that. We'll wait for round 2 to begin. I think Noterbeck has chances, of course. If Noterbeck makes the final against Magus, I would not be shocked to see him win. Let me find a chess 24. So because the boards are so messed up, let's see if the boards are correct or not. I'm gonna change the scene 1 second. Actually, I won't. Let's 1 second. Let me see if they actually are going to show the games correctly. Yeah, so okay, the games are correct. Okay, the games are correct. Okay. So we don't need the cams right now. This, by the way, is what Magus played against me in the last title Tuesday. It's knight f3 b3. No, Magus is definitely not as dominant as before. Definitely not. If I'm Fabiano, I'm very happy with this opening, by the way. Yeah, I've literally probably played this 100 times with white. Knight c3. Okay, so that's the first like original move. Okay, apparently bad because of e4 here. Takes 95, 97. White's better here somehow. Okay, he goes knight f3. No, he goes knight e2. Sorry. Okay, so c5, e4, knight c6, and black is better. So c5, e4, knight c6. Yeah, c5. Okay. So Magus gets exactly what he wants here. It's best of 4. If it's tied after 4, there's Armageddon. I think Noterbeck was what, 11% at the start, something like that. It's best of 2. I thought it was best of 4. It's best of 4 versus 2.5. Yes, correct. Okay. Yeah, I don't really expect Magus to play e5. I assume queen e2 is what he'll play, or queen e1 maybe. I guess queen e1 allows knight g4, so e5 is the best computer move. Queen e2 also looks very human. Why is this? He goes g4. Wow. Wait, I didn't mean to click that. I love how the best move here is queen d4, walking into all kinds of ideas there's almost, I don't think Fabi will play queen d4 unless he knows some weird idea with queen d4. He won't play it. Queen e3 also very interesting too. Wait, queen e3? Interesting. Fabi using his time here though, which is very, very good. If Fabi plays queen d4, I think Fabi's going to win this game, but he doesn't, of course. Yeah. I mean, this is the problem. I mean, this is the problem. Magnus is going to win his 20 title because I doubted his dominance. I literally was the guy saying you should bet on Magnus like hand over fist with a best of 4 format. So I don't know what you mean by that. This is a game in classical. You can spend 20 minutes and play queen d4. In a blitz game, you have to trust your instincts, and Fabi didn't see the idea, so he doesn't go for it. Queen c7, of course. Logical. Probably you should trade the knights here, because otherwise g5 looks a little bit scary. I mean, queen d4 is a move that's hard to play under normal circumstances, let alone a blitz game. b5 actually is an interesting move here. Like somewhere b5 here makes a lot of sense to try to open up something. Yeah, I would definitely go b5 here. That's actually the best move. Okay, he does. Magnus's big issue is time. If Magnus can avoid time pressure, I mean, he's always going to be good. But probably what I would say as well is that see what we get here. When I play queen e4 in a blitz game, if I spent like a minute, I probably would. But if I moved within like 20 seconds, I almost certainly would not. That's actually one thing Magnus was really, really good at. Check the FIDE tweet about Wesley So. What did they do? Latest. I don't see it, but whatever. Yeah, I don't see it, so whatever. Okay, what happened? Okay, Magnus is down a juicer on the rim. He's gonna go all in for the big attack here. Tough position to play for both sides. Yeah, if Magnus gets too low on time, I see Magnus losing this game. Like takes, knight c5, apparently knight f5. I mean, this is very messy. Yeah, knight c5, of course. Fabi has time to think too, which is very, very critical here. I think Fabi might sack the rook. Might go knight c5, knight e6 here after knight f5. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't say Fabiano's gotten incredibly strong at blitz, because when you look at this tournament, if he had lost to Magnus like he should have in that game, Magnus trades rooks and goes bishop d3, he would not have made the top 4, almost for sure. Okay, so Fabi does sack the rook, which is what I kind of predicted, actually. So, like, yeah, when people say these things, like, literally Fabi's event hinges on that one moment. If Fabi loses that game, I don't think he makes top 4, but he won that game. So it's all very relative. You could trade and take, but I would probably go queen. But there's e5 there. Takes. Knight e3 probably. Or knight d4 also good. Fabi is playing a very good game, by the way. Fabi's playing a very, very good game. For now. Let's see what he does. G5, knight e6, knight f4 is very good here. Let's see if he finds this g5 idea to hook the bishop, to hook the knight. Okay. Rook d2 knight. There's rook c6. Magus getting low on time here. Should be able to draw the game, but oof. Okay, we're in the scramble mode. Let's watch the game. What is bishop g6? I would have played g5. Okay, but Fabi should be able to draw this game without too much danger here. Yeah, I think this will be a draw. They're gonna make a repetition. Magus so low on time here. I think maybe not. Bishop takes e4. Yeah. I mean, this will Magnus has a rook, but just bishop f5. Unless Fabi loses his mind, this will be a draw. Yeah, king g7, king h6. Am I fighting the cold? Yeah, I think I have the flu, actually. So I have not felt very good lately. No, this will be a draw unless Fabiano completely loses his mind. Fabiano would have to completely lose his mind to lose this. Knight f5. Take. Draw. Take. Knight f5. Just draw. Could try c4, but why bother? Yeah. Just bring the knight back. I mean, they're going to agree to a draw very soon. Yeah. Okay, yes. Very, very solid game from Fabi. Very, very solid game. He actually, I think the biggest thing Fabi has been doing well, the few games I've seen of his in the Blitz specifically, is he's been very good at his time usage. Like, he has not gotten super low on time until they're at the very end of the scramble. So 2 draws. Game 3 coming up in a second. Let's see, game 2. Okay, Arjun is winning this game, by the way. Oh no, he's losing. He's black. Arjun's not white. What am I talking about? Wasn't this a draw, like, back here? Yeah. Like rook a7. What? Oh, come on, Arjun. Come on. We're going to get the same Arjun again. This is Arjun. At the moment it plays great, and the moment everything's on the line, he's going to lose again. Format is best of 4. I mean, again, wins the tournament clean, but of course they don't have a Swiss, and now he's going to lose to Noterbeck, and that's it for him. Yeah, that's why I hate the format. I think this format is terrible. Of course, here comes DGT to the rescue. $20.25 and the boards don't function. Like, but actually, how winning is this? King b7, rook c7, rook c6 is just winning, right? Yeah, it's just winning with rook c6. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, this is why I don't like it, you guys. This is why I really don't like the format, for this exact reason. Because Arjun was easily the best player in the initial stage. And it's like, why do you play his rounds and have a second bit? Like, I just think the format is stupid. It should just go back to what they had before, which is just straight up Swiss. It should just be a straight up Swiss. That's what it should be, for sure. But whatever. Clearly, he's not the best. I mean, he played all these same players and he finished first. No, I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, this just like, it's like they used to have it be the classic Swiss, and they just decided to make it a knockout at the end, which I think is just stupid. It is for Magnus. I don't know. That's speculation. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But even if it's for Magnus, he doesn't have any involvement with it. So But yeah, I really hate it with so many rounds. It's like, what's the point? Like, why do you have this qualifier to begin with? Like, if it's like, you know, if it's like literally like 10 games, like 5 games on each day, I can understand. But with like so many games each day, 19 games, I really don't like it. I really don't like it. It's like GCL. Yeah, I would agree. Global Chess League, you shouldn't play all those matches straight up from the start. It should just be the matches decide the tournament. I would agree. How would it be for Magnus if Magnus won? Oh, Magnus still is the favorite to win every time. Like, I'm not saying this just because because Magnus wouldn't have won this time. I'm saying it because in general, I don't think it's right to have such a long event and then have knockouts. I mean, if you're going to have it be like 20 rounds, I mean, it was 21 last year, I think, or 21 in the past. Like, if it's so many rounds, it should just be straight up. Like, that's just a tournament. That's what I would say. No, I mean, I don't know why they have the format, but I don't think it's more entertaining. And also, to give you guys another example, in 2019, all the way back then, before the pandemic, they had the Swiss format. And lo and behold, at the end of the tournament, there was a tie for first place between Magnus Carlsen and the soon-to-be retired chess player turned streamer Hikaru Nakamura. So there was actually a tiebreaker anyway between Hikaru and Magnus in 2019 with the standard Swiss format. So I don't think adding matches makes it more hype. I don't think so, actually. But that's just my take. I don't think it's more entertaining. I think the reason I like the Swiss is specifically because there's more variance and anything can happen. But all right, what's this clip? What's this clip? Let's watch this clip. Sorry. That's actually a good one. That's a good one. That's actually pretty funny. I would have won in 2019 if Alireza didn't flag. That's what it is. You didn't see it? Okay, one more time. Sorry. Yeah, that's of course on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Really, really good. Not using dark mode is crazy. I don't like dark mode for certain things. But yeah. But yeah, just in general, I mean, it comes back to what I said before. I just generally view I view variance as being a very critical thing in chess, and currently that's not where we're going. The women's games are going on. Yeah, they are going. Bibisara is about to win, I think. Maybe not. I mean, there is h6 here. Complicated position. What else do we have? Robers might win, though, which would actually make this a close match. Without the Hans Magnus match from last year with the King Slam, where this epic Noterbeck shows strength. What are you talking about? All of Magnus's table slams and everything occurred. They literally occurred when they literally occurred during the Swiss portion of the tournament. What are you talking about? Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, just in general though, I think the format with a knockout is insane. I don't like it. I thought the old format was just straight up better. And Magnus won plenty of times with the old format too. So it's not like it would somehow like it's not like he would somehow like become not be the favorite to win anyway. He would be. There's so many examples of dominant champs improving viewership though. Why does it change for small sports like chess? I mean, this is just my personal view, but I think the big difference is chess doesn't have a big audience. So you need a lot of people who don't know anything about chess to get into the game. And I think chess of and in itself is a very, very tough game to follow, to understand. Most people can't follow it. So I think if you have the same person winning all the time, most people are not going to be able to, they're not going to be excited by any of it, because the game itself has no interest. Like most people who can follow chess at a high level, you're literally talking about a very, very small percentage. So I mean, I think that's just a reality. Like I think if you look at I think what I would say is if you look at it, if I watch Formula One, for example, I don't need to be a good chess player. if for Formula One, or not chess player, sorry. If I watch Formula One, all I know is that the guy's driving a car really, really fast, and I know that I can't do that. Like, right? Like that's all I know. Like I mean, I know I can't do that. Chess doesn't have any of that to it. Chess is a very boring game where people push wooden pieces. Like, it's just not something that most people are going to understand. But if I see people driving really fast, you see car crashes, like everybody drives cars, not everybody, most people, like you understand like just how difficult that is and how dangerous it is. But chess doesn't have that. I mean, you're pushing carved wooden pieces. Like, that's just not very exciting. So we get takes. Remember Magnus versus Hikaru, like 200k viewers? That's because there's actually more than just the game there. That's why. But like I said, I mean, it's just my personal view. I could be completely wrong. I'm not going to pretend to be right. But why is League of Legends so popular? Is League so popular lately? I thought League was not as popular as it once was. Rook d8. d7 with the check. d7 with the tickle. Okay, Rober's. Oh no, there's king f6. Wait, king f6 bishops. Oh no. Wait, what? 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 What was that? King f6. What the fridge is? Oh, come on. Okay, Zuzhanera about to win, by the way. She's about to win, and this match is also going to go to the fourth game. My hair looks nice, thank you. What? What? Okay, so I guess we have one women's game going to the fourth and final game, and that's it. But yeah, that's ridiculous. If you go to the cancel, you see where the pineapple shirt in the final game. FIDE and their incredible stupidity, they probably are going to say you can't wear such shirts, just so you know. For anybody who's wondering, yes, they'll be like, you can't wear shirts. They're also part of the problem, but that's a much bigger topic for another day. Like, FIDE actually thinks chess players wearing super dark suits from like the 1970s is what's going to make chess grow. That's what they think. That's what they would say, actually. FIDE, because FIDE is so stupid that they think that they think that Queen's Gambit was a success because of how retro it was and all that stuff and nothing else. That's actually the truth. That's not even me making it up. I know this for a fact. Like, they actually think like the retro stuff is like what made it so sexy and everything else, as opposed to actually just being a really cool story about a heroine. So no, to answer your question, it's not. I won't be able to. But Levon wears all kinds of shirts. I don't think Levon has been doing it in this tournament. Like, if Levon plays a tournament in St. Louis, of course he will. But I don't think in this tournament Levon's been wearing these shirts. Oh, Levon Ward at freestyle. Yeah, freestyle is not a FIDE event. Like, actually, I think I told you guys, but in 2022, FIDE actually wrote this nasty, threatening letter to Fabi and myself on the first rest day, saying like, "You're wearing jeans. You can't wear jeans. Go buy proper pants." So like, it's pretty wild. Levon wore them in the World Cup. Interesting. I guarantee if I wore a pineapple shirt in the candidates, there would be some big threat from FIDE. There would be some big threat for sure, 100%. They'd be like, we're gonna fine you if you wear a shirt like that, 100%. Okay, all pretty standard so far this game. White's a little bit better, but I think White's misplayed this. No. Yeah, isn't White supposed to play knight c3 and b3? Yeah, White is. Yeah, this is slightly wrong. Pay the fine? Why would I want to pay the fine? That's just stupid. Because you know that money's literally going to someone's pocket. Like, why would I want to do that? So, how will you have qualified to the Total World Championship? I'll qualify by the rating list. I'll qualify by the FIDE rating list on January 1st. Because I think it's something like the top 5 make it in by rating on January 1st, if I'm not mistaken. Probably B3 here. This is a great position for Anna. Does Elaine Rovers actually... What did she play in the first black game? Did she actually play the Ali Atkins defense? No, she played something else. So why is she playing this? Because she's just getting crushed. That's very ugly. Bishop G4, hit the rook. Knight to F5. Do I hit the gym? Yes, but I've been quite sick lately. So, not quite sick. I've just been sick, so I haven't done anything lately. Probably the trade. This knife is going to F5 here. I think Muzichuk is about to win this game. Ooh. Here comes the knight to E6. It's a classic Connect 5. It's Connect 5. Look at this knight. Connect 5 on the board. I don't think we'll get a Connect 6, but it's Connect 5 into a Bastion. Terrible opening choice by Aline Robers. I don't know what this opening was by her. Like, maybe she plays the Ali Atkins defense, but she plays something incredibly dubious. Like, the CD6 is considered dubious, and she's just getting crushed. Hikaru, I didn't know the February event was confirmed. They didn't mention anything in South Africa. It was very hush-hush. I mean, they invited me to the February event for freestyle, so I booked a ticket. Okay, Muzichuk is probably going to sack one of D's knights here. It's also G4, F4. I mean, if Muzichuk doesn't win this game, like... I mean, all black's pieces are garbage. This knight has nowhere. You've got a Connect 4. You've got a Bastion. You can push your P. White dominates the entire board. I probably won't play Title Tuesday. Maybe if I'm feeling better, I will, but I feel kind of sluggish right now. I don't really feel very good. Do I think chess could be more popular after Magnus retires? Zero chance. And the main reason it can't be popular is because nobody is out there trying to build a profile on social media. Like no one's out there trying to build a profile, which is why at the end of the day it's literally Magnus and myself. Yeah, let's not talk about Anish right now, you guys. Let's not talk about him. Levy to the rescue. The problem is Levy relies on both Magnus and I playing. The amount of money he's made off of Magnus videos, like recapping Magnus games or my games, is a very high number, well into probably the high 7 figures now. So like it all goes hand in hand. Like it goes all in hand. It all goes hand in hand. Did I say 9 figures? I meant 8 figures. I meant what did I say? I said 7. My mind, you can see my mind's not there. Yeah, high in the 7 figures, correct. Yes. Yeah, it's not in the 6 figures. It's in the 7 figures. Is any percentage of that going back to us? No, which I think is wrong in a way, but chess is the way it is. Like, I mean, I think it's a shame that players don't get compensated the way they should. Like, people make more money off of making videos of players' games than the players themselves make, which, like, on a moral level feels very wrong. But in reality, like, you know, there's nothing illegal about it. Queen e5, probably f4 also is good, but okay, unless Robers gets a miracle with D's knights, she is going to lose the game and be eliminated. But as I was saying, that's the problem. It's like Levy's relying on both Magnus and I, like, staying active. If we go, he goes. Like, the whole system is very fragile. C3, logical. Do I think Cancel will get better viewership? I mean, the Cancel will get good viewership. I've spoken about this topic too, but since everyone's asking me questions, Music's going to win. The Cancel will get great viewership because it's a winner take all. But because chess is basically a socialist game, I mean, you can quote me on saying that. Because chess is all about everybody getting paid, since chess is such a poor sport to begin with, you don't have many winner take all tournaments. So the reason that Candace does so well is because it is effectively a winner take all. The winner gets to play a match for $1 million, which means that second through 8th place get nothing. You get prize money, but you get far less. So because it's a winner take all, that makes it very exciting, and players take huge risks to try and win games, and it's a great event. That's the reality. If every chess tournament were a winner take all, by the way, I think you wouldn't have these stupid draws. There would be much more hype, but you can't do that because it's not okay if everybody doesn't get paid. Everything's good here. B5 even is good. Okay, King F7, probably H4, F4. Hassan, Abby, or Asmongold? I don't know why you're asking that question, but obviously Asmongold if I had to pick one. We got B6 here. Oh, we get takes. I mean, not a huge fan of either of them, but geez, like, come on. Get F5. Let's see what we get here. Maybe King F8, King E7, try to blockade. As long as Muzichuk doesn't choke here, she's going to be in the finals. Okay, Rook D7 ends the game. Okay, Muzichuk has way too much P here. She can push her P. There are wide P-pos everywhere. Rook D7, just trade the towers here. You've got so many wide P-pos here. So, the P is going to get through eventually. That's also good. Yeah. Like, 2 knights can be very good, but not when they have no other reinforcements. Is the Patriot Act why you liked Russ Feingold? No, I liked Russ Feingold when he was a senator because of the Feingold-McCain finance reform bill. That was the reason. But we're not here to talk politics, you guys. Okay, Rook takes B6, good enough. F6 also good enough. F7, here comes the P. The P gets through. F7, Rook D8. Here goes the P. Rook D8, or this. Knight G5, Rook B8. Okay. Yeah, Rook B8. Or Rook C6 also. Rook C6 and B. Wait a second. This is still winning, but like. Oh, you've got B7. Okay, that works. Yeah. B7, Rook C8. Yep. Okay, that's it. So we have a final boot between Bibisara and Muzichuk. So that should be exciting. Let's go back to the men's. So they should be starting in a second. No, I think I mean obviously World Championship has a very big prize fund. I get that, and you know, and the camps. But I think one of the biggest reasons that prize fund is actually just called World Championship. But I think one of the biggest reasons those tournaments do very well is because in a winner take all, players have to take huge risks to try and win the event. If we look at this event, for example, in the Rapid, towards the end, we saw Artemiev take a bunch of draws at the end. We saw Dubov and Wesley and many players take a bunch of draws. And I think a lot of players take draws to ensure the paycheck. And I think that's really hurts. Whereas if players are forced to go all in all the time, you're going to have much more exciting games of chess. I mean, I get why the players take the draws. As someone who used to play chess professionally, like, I get it. You got to ensure your paycheck. I completely agree. I get it. You got to get your paycheck. But, like, the fact is, once players are near the top, I mean, I'll just, like I said, okay, let's take a look at the, let's go home. Prizes. Okay, this is the Blitz, right? You guys can see this. So legitimately, the number of players who can play a tournament and earn even 25,000 euros, fifth place, in a year is very limited. The only events that pay that much money are the Grand Chess Tour, the freestyle events, EWC, and I mean, technically as Speed Chess Championship you make it, but regardless. Okay, let's go back. Game start, you said? Games has not started. But basically that's the point. Like, and the only people who make it into those tournaments are the top 10 to 15 players in the world. So literally, if you're number 20 in the world, you know, even finishing in like fourth or fifth place, you're going to do very well. They haven't started yet. Let's refresh. Oh, here we go. Okay, strange, but let's go. Okay, Fabi plays D3. Okay, logical. Probably bishop a6. I thought there might be a queen b3 knight h5, but I guess not. Actually, I rather like Fabi's position here. Vishy is playing Tata Steel. Okay, why do I care? Or what's the relevance? Arjun's game looks very normal here. Nothing exciting. Yeah, knight d2 is what I expect. This looks very balanced. How's that normal? Oh, there are many lines in the Slav where you put your king on f2. There are many lines in this e3 Slav where when you grab the light square bishop here, there are many lines where you put the king on f2 g2 and then play for e4 in the center. It's very normal, but all right, I get it. If you are studying like hardcore top level chess, I understand why it would look weird. But in this line, king f2 king g2 is very common, actually, very common. So it looks like Arjun's already in a lot of trouble. So let's get back to Magnus's game because this is the one that matters. This looks very, very balanced, by the way. I like Fabi's position. Yeah, I think it's a very respectable position. It's gonna go like rook d1, bishop f2, weak pawn on e5, two bishops. I mean, black is obviously fine, but I think Fabi's gotten what he wanted out of this opening. Arjun choking with a masterclass. I don't think that's really fair to Arjun. Do I think Arjun deserved to win? I mean, I already said it before. I don't like the format with this 4-player knockout. I think it's literally skewed to favor the stronger players. I mean, when I saw it happen last year, my first thought was like, it literally felt like it was something to ensure that like myself, Magnus, or Ali Reza would win the event. That's what it felt like. But again, it is what it is. It is what it is. Also, Magnus won this tournament many times when it was Swiss, so it's not like Magnus wouldn't win anyway. But I just feel like it should be a Swiss. Skew to the stronger player better. I mean, depends what your motive is, what outcome you want. It depends what outcome you want, is what I would say. My general view, like I've said many times about this, is I think that the only model that will ever make chess really popular is something that has big viewership, and the only way you can have big viewership online over linear television, whatever it might be, is if you have a lot of variance. But also you could argue maybe it's just not meant to be. By the way, Fabian was somehow gone completely wrong. Let's talk about the game. Yeah, he's gone completely wrong. Because he's got a crummy dark square bishop. Ay, ay, ay. He's up a pawn, but I don't like this. I mean, this diagonal, ugh. Like rook e8? Yeah, rook e8's actually the best move. Like, queen f4. What is that from Magnus? Like bishop e3, bishop f4. Wow. 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 I'm actually shocked by this from Magnus. I did not expect this. I mean, he still has a great chance to win, but bishop f4? I would have gone bishop. I'm worried about some a3 here. Some weakness. I mean, I definitely don't want Magnus to win this game, because then he's going to have white where he only needs a draw, and he will make a draw very easily with white. This is a dicey situation. c4. This is equal but easier to play for Magnus. I'm not really rooting for Fabi, but I don't want Magnus to win where it'll be a very boring fourth game. I want more tension. Fabi moving quickly, though. That's actually the thing that I've been most impressed by with Fabi, is his time usage has been very good in these games. Big moment here. Getting too low on time. Oh, rook a8, he has d4, I guess. Yeah, d4 or this. Rook b2. Rook b2 is still good enough as well. Fabi plays rook b2. I think he's going to draw this game still. Yeah, I think Fabi's going to draw this game. Apparently that's a blunder. I don't know why. He's supposed to play what? Oh, he's supposed to play bishop b2 right away. Oh, because there's going to be rook g2 at the end. Yeah. Yeah, Magnus will win now. Fabi missed rook a4. He missed rook a4 after h4. What was rook a3? Yeah, Magnus wins, and now the match is over. Rook h3 should be winning, I think. Yeah, because the rook gets out. The rook gets out. Rook d5, rook c3. Yeah, rook c3 should be winning. Yeah, actually, it's -5. I can see it. Magus versus Noterbeck. Poor Fabi. I mean, if he had played bishop d2, he would have been fine, but he played the wrong sequence. He traded the pawns and he was just losing in the end game. But honestly, it was a little bit worse anyway at that point, so it's not crazy. Yeah. Yep. Takes king d2. The rook, to make matters worse, the rook is cut off as well. Rook c3 or rook b3, all roads lead to Rome. Yeah, now the king gets out. King e1, king f1. All right, Magus wins. No shock. What happened? Noterbeck made a draw, but he's winning, right? Yeah, Noterbeck was winning, but made a draw because he only needed a draw. Yeah, now Fabi has to go crazy with black. Pretty much anytime someone has to go crazy with black against Magus, they almost always lose. So, yeah, it's going to be Noterbeck versus Magnus. Yeah. So, all right, I'll step away for a second. I guess the game will start pretty soon. And, yeah, poor Fabi. Noterbeck can't beat Magnus. I think what I would say is, out of the players who have a chance, I would probably give Noterbeck the best chances. I mean, Noterbeck and Arjun both have a good style matchup against Magnus because they both play very sharp. So, of the players who are remaining, Ali Reza, of course, if he's there, but of the players remaining, I think that stylistically, Arjun and Noterbeck have better styles for playing Magnus than Fabi does. MBL has a good style as well, potentially. What is the bishop c4 Sicilian? It's a way to avoid theory. I'm surprised he played it against Fabi, because this keeps all the pieces on the board. And Fabi is a good player. But we'll see. I mean, Magnus is gonna... I'd be shocked if he loses this game. What are the odds now? Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, also, as a general side note, by the way, that I would say to people who are wondering, I think that also, chess, people have mentioned like trying to get more money in chess via like gambling or betting. I don't think that can ever be something, because I think chess is way too predictable. Chess is way too predictable in general. Still time to join Title Tuesday? I mean, I don't really want to play Title Tuesday on the one hand. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. Like, I don't feel great. Of course, if I play great, I'll feel happy. But if I play badly, I'm going to be in a bad mood. No, I'm going to be in a bad mood. And this still is a long way to go. So I don't want to do it. Like, if we were already in the finals, maybe I would consider it, but we're not. I like d4 from Fabi, even if it's not the best move. I like it fundamentally because he's trying to follow the advice of Chess Stalker and create complications. No, I don't think it can be a thing, because actually, I'll give you the best example. You know the best example? Someone probably has a clip of this. During the Gukesh game against Ding, the final game of the match, at some point, they gave Gukesh a 9% chance of winning, and I thought that was insane, and it should be higher. And if I were able to bet, I would have bet on that, and I would have crushed it. Because Gukesh would eventually win the game. Maybe rook g4 here. Probably queen e2 first. Rook g4 hangs a pawn. Those odds are kind of dumb, sure, but another example, I would tell you another example where I would be able to win was that game between Erdogmus and Magnus. When Erdogmus played c4, the engine gave it as 0.3 for black. I knew the moment Erdogmus played c4, he was going to lose that game. So I would have been able to bet immediately and just bet the whole house on it. And yeah, I would have killed it. I don't think they'll become more accurate with volume because someone who's really good at chess like I am could totally game it. Could totally game it. Totally. 100%. Yes, I'm afraid I won't win Title Tuesday. Exactly. Yeah, after the game, I'll explain what I mean. I'm in the United States of America. You can't bet. Apparently, knight f7 is good. So takes. Also, this is what happens when you have to win your game. You have to go crazy. And like knight e5. Oh, you just lose. Yeah. What to do? What to do? I mean, you have to win. You have to go crazy with black. This is why I didn't want Magnus to win the previous game, because now this game just turns into a total blowout. I don't believe there's a third place match. No. Yeah, that's just over. Bishop f6, bishop e6. If chess is a sport, shouldn't players betting be regulated? But I'm not playing in the event, so why can't I? I mean, of course I can. If I'm in the event, sure, but if I'm not in the event like this. Takes 6, queen f3. Yeah. Yep. Fabi didn't choke here. Fabi, I mean, was in an endgame that was tricky, and his instincts failed him. He didn't choke. I think Fabi should be very happy with his overall performance. I mean, Magnus crushed this game because Fabi had to win, so Fabi played badly. Fabi gambled in a sense, and he got punished very, very swiftly for it. Yeah. I mean, if Boo had made the draw, Magnus would not be here, to be fair. Like, Boo blundered a dead draw in endgame. But you guys actually mentioned something, so now I'm going to find it. Let me find it. I'll give you a good example. World Rapid Championship. Like, this is a good example. Like if we pull up this game, this is a perfect example of why I don't think betting can ever become a thing in chess. Because if you look at the evaluation bar, the moment I saw c4 on the board, I knew that Magnus was going to win this game with near certainty. And betting markets would not pick up on that in real time, because you have to be of such a high caliber level to understand how bad of a move this is. And so you could totally game it and take huge advantage over this. Totally. You should be regulated. If I'm not playing tournaments, why would I be regulated? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Can't betting companies use engines? No, because for example, you guys, if you look at the Gukesh game, sorry, now I'm getting hot from eating hot food. If you look at the Gukesh game against, sorry if I have a fan blowing on, just give me a second. So as I was saying, like, because the computer here after c4, it says it's 0.3 disadvantage. It's 0.3 disadvantage. Like, this is not losing in a computer game, so engines won't tell you that either. The engines won't tell you that either. Why is c4 so bad? When I did my recap the other day, I actually myself, I struggled to explain in my recap. I mean, basically what I would say is the reason it was so bad is in the long run what happened is, like, also even here, look at this position. If you're using an engine, it's like 0.3. It's 0.3. Black's not winning this game if computers are playing it. But I knew when I saw this position that Magnus was going to win. And basically it's because the knight on c5 permanently hits the pawn. And this white knight is basically terribly placed. Like, this knight can't go anywhere. Like, this knight, even if it gets to like e3, for example, you get this position, knight has no squares available. So it's like really deep positional theme that like is very, very hard to understand and also very hard to explain. So anyway, that was just one example, but let's see. We don't have the finals. I think the women play first, right? I think the women play first. Yeah, Magnus is a huge favorite. Oh, I mean, also in a 4-game format. Oh, game will start already. Okay. No, I mean, Magnus is a huge favorite. Like in a 4-game format, I mean, in a best of 2, Magnus is a favorite. Best of 4, I would say he goes from being like 65% to being like 80%. Just because the more games that are played, the more Magnus's class will show. I feel like this is something I've played, right? Yeah, this is what way back, I think in 2017, there was this soon to be retired chess player by the name of Hikaru. He played this, I believe, in the FIDE Grand Prix against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, but I think Hikaru played bishop c2 here. I think it went bishop c2 c4, and Hikaru and Maxime drew, but instead we got this line. I might have also played this from the white side too, for all I know, but that's just a game that I remember. It was in Sharjah. It was in the Emirates. Apparently white's winning here. c4 won't be played. Queen a1 makes sense. Queen a1 makes... Was Queen a1 played? No. Okay, let's reload. Oh, we get a repetition. PBSR is afraid of Queen a1 here. Logical. Okay, first game's a draw. Second game should be starting in a second. Yeah, it was a weird ending to the game, but it is what it is. Do I hold any metals? Not in equities. Like, I don't have any of the ETFs. I do have actual gold, but and silver, but not equities. What's the market doing? It looks pretty dry. Tesla's up. Market down though, right? Small plus. Okay. How's it possible top players in the world are 50 elo lower than Magnus the top level? Difference 50 elo is insane. He's much more consistent. There are far less tournaments that happen. So like, if there were more tournaments, if I go to 2700 chess just to pull it up. Come on, let's load. There we go. Or not. Come on. Okay, there we go. If we talk about Rapid, that's the reason. If we talk about Blitz, it's actually nobody plays Blitz tournaments outside of Grand Chess Tour and the World Rapid and Blitz. They're just far fewer tournaments, and Magnus is consistent. Come on. Okay, it's not working. Okay, there we go. Okay. So yeah, like if we look at Rapid, there are very few Rapid or Blitz tournaments. Yeah, very, very few. So that's the reason. Classical's a lot closer, right? Classical's like 30-point gap, that's it. So Classical's actually the smallest gap. And I think that's because there's just far fewer Rapid and Blitz tournaments. That's the reason. Why am I so hot? Probably because I'm sick. Yeah, so you guys are asking, when was the last rated Blitz tournament I played? Probably the World Rapid and Blitz. So number two, number 5 is crazy. Yeah, not bad for a retired chess player, eh? Yeah, Hikaru is number 2 in Blitz, number 2 in Classical, and still number 5 in Rapid, even though he hasn't been great in Rapid for a while. So, yeah. Okay, what scores half is also best of 4. Yeah. Okay, so what's happening? Probably d5. Yep, standard. Bishop g2, of course. Very standard stuff here. Is number 3 across all 3 specialties your highest? Maybe, because I think when I was very high, I mean, I was number 1 in Rapid and number 1 in Blitz for a while. But I think when I was number 1 in both of those, my Classical is much lower. So probably it is the best if you look at the combined list. I mean, I'm somewhat joking, but like I'm also not. Like I am semi-retired. Like I play the tournaments I want to play. If I don't want to play, I don't play. So yeah. How are you hot? I'm hot because I just ate hot food. I just ate food with like some broth that was very hot. So I started sweating. Although, I mean, I'm obviously sick too, which doesn't help. I mean, I don't know where I would rank myself overall. I would say that I think I'm very, very consistent. Plenty of people will have better results than me. Like Ali Rez is a good example. Like he'll have better results than me. He'll get red hot. I won't get red hot generally. Generally, pun unintended. But I would say that mostly I'll be very, very stable. I'll be extremely stable, but you won't see me have some massive tournament where I win like 20 games, like Ali Reza did in the Global Chess League. So I mean, it just depends what your metric is. Like, I'm gonna be very, very stable, but I'm also not gonna light it up. Whereas there are other people like Ali Reza who will light it up, but then they'll throw in complete stinkers. I mean, Magus obviously is both very, very stable and very good. So it's a very good combination to have. Like, it's the best combination. Can we get C4 here? Oh, I lit up in the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. I don't even remember that event, so that's surprising to hear. Is that 2022 or 2023? I don't think I've played that in a while. Yeah, men's final is right after this, correct? White's apparently better here, but I think this is very balanced. We want to see you smash Title Tuesday. I just don't feel very good. I'd rather relax and cover this than having to open Proctor and deal with all that jazz. In a world where Magus never existed, how do you think Fabi's career would compare to yours? That's an interesting question. I don't know, actually, because you can't really look at it that way. Like, you know, what happened then or this and all that stuff. Wow, so you can actually take, and if Rook D1, you have Bishop C6. No, wait, what? Oh, you have Bishop B3. Wow, that's a beautiful tactic. Do not expect that to happen in the game. A very critical moment. Will she see Bishop B3? Wow, she sees Bishop B3. Very, very impressive. Which means that now BBStar is going to realize there's Bishop B3, and she's probably going to go Rook C1. Oh, so also, by the way, so if Hans is playing Title Tuesday, that means that Hans literally dropped out of the World Blitz. He dropped out of the World Blitz to play Title Tuesday. That's pretty bad, actually. That's bad form. He did drop out. He didn't play the last round, I think. Last 1 or 2 rounds. That's actually really bad form. Okay, Rook C1, Rook D8, of course. Or no, Rook C8 probably, but... Rook D1, probably like F6, maybe H6. Maybe Rook C8 here. Yeah, definitely the final match, though, will start after this one. There's no way it'll happen before then. But yeah, Hans had a very, very bad Blitz event. Why aren't men and women playing the same tournament? I mean, men are better. I mean, I should be careful how I phrase it, but the top male players are stronger than the top female players currently. So that's just how it is, and that's just the reality. Yeah, I mean, I should be careful how I phrase it. Yeah, yes. So we get H5 here. Okay. BBSR is going to draw this game. That's my prediction. It's Queen F5 here. Rook C8. Queen F5. F6, Queen G4. Probably going to be a draw. Okay, it's a draw. My plans for 2026 are play the Speed Chess Championship in London, play the freestyle event in Germany, and oh, they started the men's. Okay, play the freestyle in play the freestyle in Germany, and then I will play the candidates. That's my only plan. Magnus always says he hates FIDE and plays anyway. I mean, there are a couple of reasons. First, there's some form of compensation for why he's playing. Second is because at the end of the day, Magnus really, like, he loves chess. Chess is all that he has. So what's he going to do? Sit on his, twiddle his thumbs at home and watch everybody else play? I mean, he's not going to do that. So those are probably the two biggest reasons. So let's see what we got. Takes. He also has a wife and child. Also, you guys, my wife gave birth much more recently. Like, it's only been like, what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks or something? Like, I mean, you're acting like it's the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. Okay, pretty normal stuff here. Let's see what Noterbeck does. Queen's Gambit Accepted is a very good opening. Many top players still play it. It's very acceptable. I don't really like it against Magnus in general because there are a lot of cases which lead to end games, and that's probably Magnus's biggest strength, are dry end games. But there's a fan blowing. Yeah, there's a fan. There's a fan with some air. I'm still a little bit hot. My wife gave birth. That's what I said, didn't I? I didn't say I gave birth. I said my wife gave birth. Unless like my tongue is getting twisted or tied. I could have sworn that's what I said. Yeah, I mean, am I missing something? Like, oh, maybe the fan's blowing my hair. The fan is blowing my hair a little bit, so I'll lower the angle. Okay, that's better. Okay, all pretty standard so far. Like I said before, I don't like these openings against Magnus because they're very, very dry, very symmetrical pawn structures, tend to lead towards end games, which are probably Magnus's biggest strengths in general. I'd be very surprised if Magnus doesn't win this. I'd be very surprised. Probably A5 here. Knight D4. I mean, this is completely fine objectively. It's fine objectively, but I don't like it. I don't like it as an opening choice against Magnus. It's already going in Magnus's favor. Like bishop f3, knight b5, it's still completely equal, but I like this position for Magnus. Let's see what we got here. I don't see a shared title happening, but maybe. Okay, both captures completely fine for white here. I seem edgy. Not edgy, I don't feel great. And immediately we got a blunder. And we're in an end game. Magnus is going to win. Rook d1. Yeah, I'm in. It's just too hard to play for black. This is already over. Rook d1. Yeah, I mean, I'd say, like, I already think there's an 80% chance, at least, that Magnus wins this game. Honestly, I'd put the odds at 90%. I'd put the odds at 90% that Magnus wins this position. Oh, knight f6 actually was a good move. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake, actually. Was that a mistake? Queen e5 was better. Still very good. But like king f1, king e2, f3. I guess Magnus wants to go for a dry end game with the knight versus bishop, light square pawns. Okay, I mean, bishop f6 was not what I expected at all from Magnus. Like rook f d8 here. Yeah, bishop f6 was really not what I expected. I think Noterbeck's going to draw the game now. Bishop takes f6 was crazy from Magnus. Why did he do that? Like rook a8, a4, king f7, king e7. This should be a draw. Yeah, if you go rook a8 here, it should be a draw. Because white can't play rook d1 because then you have b5 here. Yeah, that's crazy. Bishop f6, really. Bishop f6 was such a strange move for Magnus. I'm not necessarily rooting for Magnus. That's really strange. Like a4 even, like very, very pleasant for white. Like now rook to a8 probably. Okay, goes rook d5. No, I mean, actually, if you want a weird take, I'll give you a weird take. I think Magnus maybe has been playing too much online blitz, because going for this knight versus bishop really reminds me of like you're playing some 3-0 blitz game on chess.com and you just want to maneuver the knight forever and flag your opponent. It's a very strange choice. I mean, white's still fine, but oh, now there, no, he blunders. Now there's rook h4, right? Yeah, there's rook h4 now. Nah, it's still ugly though. Still ugly. Supposed to go. Oh, he's supposed to go e5 because there was e4. f3. Bishop b4. Ah, okay. h5. Okay. Not so obvious. Knight d3 is probably not a good move. So h6. Time getting low here. Magnus has got to like lock it down here and just make the draw, I think. Okay, rook c5. Knight g6, is that his idea? There's bishop d6. King e8 should also be a draw here, but I don't think he'll play it. Yeah, king e8 maybe is the safest move here. Actually, wait, is it safe? So check. Okay. 1 second. What just happened? Whoa, bunch of blunders here. Whoa, what just happened? e5 was winning apparently. Whoa. Wait, Magnus is losing. What the heck? Oh my god. Chess Stalker never lies, you guys. Chess Stalker never lies. There's one way to beat Magnus Carlsen, and one way only. Get Magnus Carlsen low on time, and he will lose every game. That's amazing. All you have to do is get Magnus low on time. Nothing else matters. Get him low on time, and he will choke. It's like a guaranteed outcome. Yeah, Chess Stalker told us this yesterday. But you know what else is important? Yeah, if Magnus doesn't go bishop f6, he wins this game, by the way. Yeah, what I told you, I believe this. I still believe this. I think Magnus taking it on f6 is literally him playing too much blitz online. I do. Because this is what you do. Like, no one's going to understand this because nobody here who's watching is good enough. But no, I'm not trying to flex. But basically, this is a position that in like 3-0 with no increment, you're just going to put the pawn on light square, that you're going to just dilly-dally forever, play 100 moves and win. But in a game like this with increment and not 3-0, that was just such a bad decision. Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, I really do feel like that's a move that I feel like that's a blitz move. Look at the odds. Okay. Okay. 90% win. I didn't expect him to play bishop takes f6 and make Noterbrecht's life very easy. To be fair, Noterbrecht still had to play well, and Magnus completely overdid it. But bishop takes f6. I think he's been playing too much blitz. Too much online blitz, in my opinion. That's just such a bad move to play. I mean, I know it puts it in a 2-result game generally, but... Yeah. My guesses are vastly wrong. If Magnus did not play bishop takes f6, he, I think, would have won that game. I think that was a blitz. That was a blitz decision. Lately, Magnus low on time is not the same anymore. I mean, I'm probably like the last person you need to tell that to. People probably have noticed that when I get low on time, I fold like a cheap suit myself. So I'm very well aware of this. Yeah, I mean, when I get low on time, like, my brain just explodes too. So, like, this is not exactly it's not exactly news to me. I mean, Magnus is best at best at instincts, but he's not best at making like split-second decisions. That's the difference. It's like, if Magnus has 5 seconds for every move, he'll make the best move, or he'll be better than every other human. But if he has to make moves in 1 second or 2 seconds, his brain starts to explode because he's getting old like me. I mean, I probably won at least like 5 or 6 games between like Freestyle Friday and Title Tuesday against Magnus where that's happened. Wow. Noterbrecht does not go into the proper he doesn't go into the proper Philidor. Okay, let's see what we got. Looks pretty normal so far. But yeah, maybe you could say it's just with age you start to panic much more. That's true too. Why is Noterbrecht plus Magnus not 100%? Let's refresh it. Oh, you're... Okay. It's all over the place. Yeah, it's a best of 4, by the way. Another example. If this were a best of 2, Noterbrecht probably wins the match right here, if I had to predict. But best of 4, more time for Magnus to recover. 8% they draw and over and share their winner's title. I don't think that can happen, but yeah. So anyway, I'm actually running out of water. I'm gonna get some water. Give me 30 seconds. What happened? Okay, Noterback made a mistake. Apparently, he's supposed to play h3. Very weird move. So knight f7, e5, f3, queen h5. Wow, very sharp. So takes probably queen a7. Yeah, queen a7 should be a draw here, right? Bishop e4, bishop e4, rook e4, rook e4, queen e4, queen c7, knight e4, queen a8. Yeah, it's still a draw. Okay, it's gonna be a draw. Yeah, Magnus can't win this, I don't think. I mean, okay, like taking on e5 wasn't the best move, but it's a blitz game. You don't have forever to think. Without knowing that you're much better, h3 is a hard move to play. It's best of 4. If this is best of 2, the match is over right here, by the way. Magnus might win the match still, but he's not going to win this game. Unless I'm missing something very obvious, which I'm not, because I can see the eval bar. Was it 2019 best of 2? Yes. Okay, so now there are multiple choices. You could just take. You could also play check. So let's see which one he comes up with. Yeah, he goes for this one. Yeah, this. I mean, if Magnus can win this, I will be supremely impressed. If anyone's better, nah, I was gonna say Noterback's better, but Magnus can just go b5. Queen guards the juicer. Yeah, it should be very straightforward. Why no knockouts in Rapids but knockouts in Blitz? Weird. That's a question that someone should ask Fide. It's probably because in Rapid you can't do it. In Rapid you can't do it. That's probably why. Because the games go too long. That's probably the reason. Probably knight c6, knight d4 here. Yeah, knight c6 is 100% what I would play here to cut the king jump. Yeah, I don't know if I like this, but it's good enough, but I don't love it. I guess so. You always have knight g5 here. It's like if king d6, knight g5, and then you can just make a draw. Yeah, this should be a draw. Wait, so knight d6, knight g4, knight e4, h3. I mean, you could go king d2 also. Takes king c3, king d1, knight g4. It goes there. Actually, I like king d2 because Noterback's up in the match. King d2 just ensures the game's going to be a draw. You just take and go knight d6. Actually, I really like Noterback's decision because if you aren't sure, allowing this king c3 could become very risky. So yeah, you just take f7 here. Takes, knight g5, knight e6. I mean, if this isn't a draw, I mean, like, I don't know what to say. Knight. I would have played the other one, but it's fine. I mean, Magnus could still win this, by the way. There are chances. King d2, knight d5, knight g7, knight e4, knight g3, king d2. King d4, check king e4, knight here. What is king e2? Oh my god. I quit. I mean, I swear, how do you play king e2? I mean, how do you play king e2? Knight h4 wins, by the way, because you can guard the pawn. Yeah, of course. That is so ridiculous. There's like no way to lose this and you play king e2. Ah, that's horrible. That's just pure Magnus effect. Like, there's no other explanation for that. How do you play king e2? Like, you've literally saved the whole game here. That, I mean, I've got no words for that. That's just pure... Noterback is just way too nervous. I've got no words for this. Impressive is wrong. It's more like I just can't believe what I just saw. King f4, knight g5 is the critical move. He played it, of course, yeah. That's like ridiculous. It's like Noterback was trying to cheese on time and then he just like moved like... That's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like, I actually have no words for that. That is incredibly bad. I mean, I will say I think I would have drawn this game 100% of the time. I will say that from this position. I cannot believe that. Like, after he goes king d2 to make the draw, and then he doesn't play knight d6. Like, this is very easy, no? Like, not this, of course. Even this is just a draw. I actually, like... And what's crazy is that's a blunder Noterback wouldn't make against any other player in the entire world. That's what's also crazy. Like, right here, too. Very weird that he didn't go knight c6, knight d4. That was very strange, also. But, like, how do you lose this? I mean, I've got no words. Yeah, Magnus is, of course, going to win because now Noterback's going to tilt. I mean, Noterback will 100% tilt after this game, for sure. I mean, Noterback's beaten Magnus in classical chess tournaments. Like, it's not like Noterback hasn't like played Magnus, but like, that's like inexplicable. That's incredibly bad. How do you not play knight d6? That's beyond me. Like, he had 23 seconds on the clock too. It's not like he had like 2 seconds here. Noterbeck blundered brutally in winning positions in the Esports World Cup as well. I don't remember the Esports World Cup very clearly, actually. No, I'm not saying King C1 looks scary, but King E2, King C3 is obviously just lost. But yeah, like right here in 86. Like even this, like anything's a draw. Like I mean, I'm so shocked by this. Like, yes, I get that King C1, King E5 looks scary. I'm aware of this, but like, you have to do it anyway. You have nothing else. Yeah. Noterbeck got the Noterbeck got the gift in EWC from Dudo. That is correct. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like so absurd. And after you get a gift like this, Magnus is gonna be feeling extremely confident, because now it's like this guy's terrible. Like he just literally, like, he blunders the easiest of easiest draws. Like it's so, yeah, Magnus is gonna be feeling very, very good now. Okay, so let's watch this. Both matches are tied 1-1, by the way. My message to Fide F off. What is the schedule? I mean, it's not a good schedule, but whatever. Have I played Gary? Yes, but I never liked playing Gary, because when I played Gary, he wasn't a competitive player anymore. And I mean, Gary's obviously my hero. Like he's the player that you know, like he's my hero. Like I mean, I respect him more than anybody else. So like I never liked playing Gary, because I felt like I was playing someone from a different generation, like a not the most serious game. So like I could never really play Gary. I kind of have the same thing a little bit now with Vichy a little bit. It's like I play Vichy in some of these events, and it's like I don't really enjoy playing Vichy anymore, because Vichy is also pretty much retired. So like it's something that like I'm kind of, it's like, just, it is what it is. Is D5 a blunder? Oh, there's just Queen D6, of course. Duh. Impossible to watch the YouTube stream of the event because the board is shown in a tiny corner, can't see anything. That, you know, I'll let you guys in on one little secret. There's so many people in the chess world specifically I see where they, you know, people never show any respect towards what I've done, you know, with all the online stuff. So many people, I get this very strong impression, they think that it was all luck and blah blah blah, like there was no real work involved, I was in the right place at the right time. But there actually is a lot that goes into it, and one of the most important things is that you always have a very, very big board. It's one of those things I learned very early on in streaming. You have to have a very, very big board for people to see. Like that's very, very critical. If you don't have a big board, people are going to get really annoyed and they aren't going to like it. So not everyone is a GM. Thank you. So yes, people watch on phones too. Exactly. Like the only thing that matters is the size of the board. So anyway, check the odds. Magnus is probably a huge favorite now, right? Yeah, it's huge favorite, 76%. If they go to Armageddon, anything can happen. But yes. So yeah, anyway, you guys, just you know, one of those things that I just, it makes me chuckle, because I see all the hard work that that I've done, my team has done over the last like, you know, endless last half decade now at least, and it just makes me laugh, because there's so many people in the chess world who just like, I don't know if it's like intentional or like they just don't want to admit the truth, but so many people just pretend that like it's just I was in the right place at the right time. They don't understand the hard work that went into everything. Apparently white's much better here. Now white's much worse. So anyway, you guys, it's because of who you are more than anything. I mean, that probably plays a very big role, but let's not pretend that all the work that went into everything was important too. Let's not pretend. I am late for the party. What are Noterbeck and Magus playing for? First place. And Noterbeck choked super hard the last game. Super hard choke. XQC made you. I actually already had some viewership. XQC, I think, is probably the single biggest reason chess became very, very big during the pandemic. But like, I already had some big streams at that point, even before I collabed with XQC. Like, people conveniently forget, like, I think going into the stream, I'd already had a couple before the collab, which was like April 3rd of 2020. I think I'd already had like I'd already had a couple of streams that were north of 5,000 viewers on Twitch. I mean, XQC obviously blew it up, but it's not like I didn't have a big audience already at that point. Okay, Black Spider. Someone said Magus is starting. Okay. I was averaging 3K-ish. I had 5K in a couple of streams before the collab with him. But if you want to split hairs on it, that's fine. Like, I don't really care. The point is, the vast majority of streamers are hoping to have even 1,000 viewers. So it blew it up. But let's not pretend that let's not pretend that it was like I had like 200 viewers or something. Okay, the game has not started yet, so let's see. I mean, I could obviously just go and check on Suli Gnome. Maybe I will. Yeah, I always find it funny when someone comes in here to say something stupid like that. Let's see, 2020. Actually, I can even do it. I can even do 2020 April. That's how I do it. Yeah. Yeah, actually, let's see. That was April. Looking. Oh, that's April. Let me see. Let's do it the old way. The game hasn't started yet. Yeah, game hasn't started, so let's just cover the women's. But it is very nostalgic just looking at this graph, looking at everything. The good old days. Fabi lost. Okay, so what website do I see these games? There's this website called chess.com. You go to chess.com, and obviously you can follow games, play, whatever. Hikaru's smiling. Of course I'm smiling. It's like looking back, like those were that was probably like in some ways the best period. When I look back on the whole streaming thing, I'll probably remember that period as being the best period. I was at a period from about February 2020 to April 2021. I do have a cold, yes. I'm a little bit sick. Queen D2? But you're gonna go here and try to tickle. It's a draw though, right? Check. It's just a draw. It's just a draw. You have 3 squares. It's just a draw. Weird. 3 draws in the women's event. Okay, game 4 should start in a second. Last stream of the year, tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yes, Thursday I probably will stream, but I don't know. You sound like you have a cold. Take care of yourself. As you guys, the grind never stops. If I were streaming like 5 days a week, I probably would like take much of this week off, but like we keep going. We keep going, you guys. So do I think Gukesh will lose his title? We'll see who he plays. No, I mean, like, basically what I'll tell you guys is I grew up in a different time. I don't want to sound really unk or really based, but, like, you know, I would just say that, like, I take a lot of pride in what I'm doing, and unless I'm literally about to die, I'm gonna suck it up and stream. Like I don't know, maybe everybody nowadays, at least in the US, has forgotten what hard work is. But, you know, like when I was growing up, I remember, like, even on TV, you see all these stories about, like, these immigrants who, like, you know, who played such a huge role in like the US being what it is today. Like, you look at like the Italians or the Irish or the Polish people specifically, and you look at like you look at, you know, how hard they worked, and you know, they played such a huge role in building this country. And so to me, it's like, you know, I use a lot of stuff as like a reference point. And so, like, if people who like had much worse off lives, you know, from generations, like 1 or 2 generations before me, you know, could suck it up and go to work every day, like why should I be complaining or bitching or whatever word you want to use? Like, I know that sounds really based, but I'm just being honest. That sounds really based, I know. But huge unk take. Exactly. I had this exact position with Black in the European Team Championship. That's great, Oliver. White is better because of C4 and knight D5 here. By the way, same as the first game, BBSR has an advantage. If she gets this knife to D5 here with a classic bastion, White should be better. But we'll see what happens. Also, I realized Black can't move the knight to E7. You go here, you just hang the juicer on A7. Yeah, you just lose the game. So actually, I would look at this position, and I'm very concerned for I'm very concerned for Anna, because she's gonna get the bastion. I thought Queen C8 to play Bishop H3. What is Queen D6? It's okay. It's not that bad. Also, White can stop this knight from going to a D4 with E3, so knight can't jump. Let's see what happens. Unk says, when I was growing up, I had to play chess games in a blizzard while both my hands were tied behind my back. What's your excuse? No, but I remember when I first started playing chess, actually, it wasn't the first year I started playing, but like the second year, it was a very bad winter, and there were a couple blizzards in New York, I think in the winter of 96, if I remember, or no, winter of 95, I believe it was. So I do remember that like I didn't have as many chances to go play chess tournaments because I was stuck inside a lot in the winter. I think it was 95. 95 or was it 96? I can't remember. It's just like we're talking about a different lifetime ago, literally. Okay, so we got Bishop E6, or Bishop D7, I should say. I'll Google it. NYC Blizzard. Yeah, it was 1995. The February 1995 Nor'easter. Yep. Long time ago. Okay, we got 95 here. It's always snowy in Miami. What's the big deal exactly? Okay, let's see what gets played here. Computer wants Queen E6 and Black's better. Probably G5 93. This game could go either way. I'm not gonna even pretend to guess. Why are all chess players so happy to remember the old tournament chess experience? Because it feels like it was a better time, that's why. Oh my god, bishop takes h6, free pawn. Oy, oy, oy. What is that? Also, because for me, a lot of the places I played chess as a kid, like, for example, one of the places I played a lot as a kid was the Manhattan Chess Club, and that no longer exists. So like that's another example. The Manhattan Chess Club was a very prominent place. There were a lot of tournaments held there, and it doesn't exist anymore. That's like one thing. I'd also say it was a lot of fun playing chess games with like no digital clocks. Like you play in these small rooms, no digital clocks, no preparation, nothing. Oh, did she miss a blunder where no, there's some F3 that was good. But also I'll be real about this game. Both these players are super nervous. I mean, like I don't know what the prizes are, but like even for top women players, the prizes here are insane compared to what they can make in normal tournaments. Like actually insane. Like there is literally like one tournament in the world where a female player can make 40,000 euros. Literally one tournament. So both these players are super nervous. Super nervous. I think Norway Chess maybe has a prize fund similar. And other than that, it's literally the Women's World Championship. That's it. That's it. Those are the only two events that have prize funds like even close to this. I mean, if I had to root for someone, I'm probably rooting for Bibi Sara. I'm probably rooting for her just because she was my teammate in the Global Chess League. I have played Karpov, yes. I played Karpov in a serious classical game of chess in 2009. How do they make a living? They don't. I mean, if you're a woman playing chess professionally, you have to be Zhu Wenjun or like what or Hu Yifan types, or you're doing it just because you love chess. What does my wife think? I mean, my wife feels the same way. I mean, it's like it's sad, but I'll say it. I'll say it. It's like my wife, like for someone like my wife, having the opportunity to play in tournaments, like that's actually like the goal. That's the goal. Like legitimately, the goal is not to make a living. The goal is just have the opportunity to play in these tournaments with the best female players in the world. That's it. That's the goal. That's the goal. No, I mean women's chess is a disaster. Like that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, you literally play and you play for the opportunity, nothing more. I mean, can you imagine me being like, I'll give you an example. Can you imagine me like, I'm here chilling and oh, she's gonna win. I mean, it's losing anyway. Queen G4, Rook F4, but all right, Bibi Sara wins, so it's 2-1. Oh wait, no, this is the match. Wait, Bibi Sara wins, it's just over. Wait, no, this is game 4, it's just over. Okay, Bibi Sara wins. Okay, where's the game? We've been waiting forever for this game to begin. I mean, I guess if I have to root for anyone, I'm rooting for Noterbeck, but on the other hand, I'm so grossed out by the previous game and Noterbeck not drawing that I also kind of feel like Magnus should win. Like, if you're going to blunder that knight and pawn endgame, like, do you really deserve to win? I mean, I guess that's my view. The most amount of money I earned from a tournament, from an actual tournament, was probably this year. It was probably the freestyle tournament that I played in France, where I finished second place, lost to Magnus in the finals, and I made 140,000. But that's also pre-tax, of course. Wait, Magnus is having a conversation with FIDE about what? About splitting and going home early? That's a joke. There's no way. Oh, sorry. EWC I made more. Sorry. EWC was 145. That's right. Correct. That's correct. Yes. And you're joking. Yeah. Freestyle does pay more than FIDE events, but I also don't think it's sustainable. Okay, we got this system from Magnus. Let's see what we got. Okay, Noterbeck moving very, very fast here. Let's see what we got. Okay, all this is pretty standard. Here we go. Okay. Okay, Noterbeck not moving instantly. That means bishop takes e5 was not the best move. Okay, let's see what we got. Now, the one thing I would say about Magnus, though, is if you catch him with preparation, he can be vulnerable potentially. That's the one thing that Noterbeck has going for him here, is that Magnus can be a little bit vulnerable if you're able to get out of the opening quickly. Like, h5 is just a tough move to play. I wonder how much Magnus pays in Norwegian IRS. I believe that's public info. I think you can find it. He plays it. See, this is what I don't get about Noterbeck. Like, he looks super nervous and tense, plays very bad second game, and now he's back to being fearless, which is good, but hard to understand. This opening is very good if Noterbeck is precise. I think in Norway you pay like 55% or something insane. Like h4 and knight g4 both are playable. Yeah, but if I were Noterbeck here, I might actually be playing Nepo style. Very fast in so much as I can. Yeah, if I were Noterbeck, I might just go full Nepo and just play really fast. Although he's actually down on clock here. Knight g4, h3 or h3 both look very reasonable. I don't like that move. Magnus is going to get a structure here. Magnus is going to get a structure. I'm already liking this for Magnus quite a bit. Whoa, wasn't f4? Yeah, why did Magnus not go f4? Huh, maybe he'll go knight g1, knight f3 here? There's knight h5. I mean, I would have castled. I don't like b6 here, because now you can't go this way. You could go this way with the pawn here. I don't love it. Okay, logical. Magnus is trying to get him to play b5 here so he can jump a knight to d3 and c5. He's trying to get this knight here, but Noterbeck doesn't actually play b5. Good move from Noterbeck, by the way. Good move. Structure reverses the pawns on the pieces. In Norway, general income is taxed at 22%. That does not sound correct. Unless you're saying up to some amount. No, that does not sound right. There's no way that Norway has a lower tax than the US. No way. Okay, Noterbeck is playing well this game, by the way. I like his position, actually. Grok says Magnus taxable income for 2024 is 3.2 million USD. 3.2 million. I'm not changing my mind here. I mean, I prefer Noterbeck's position, but let's see what happens. Every move is critical, but time is something to keep an eye on. I don't like Noterbeck's time situation here. Yeah, I'm very worried about this time situation. Very worried about this. Noterbeck's trying to force an endgame. He's trying to get the trade knight d3, knight f4, and he's trying to force trades to an endgame that he should draw. Yeah, I expect knight d3, knight f4 here. Queen e2 is a move, but I feel like Magnus won't go for it because he'll see queen b5, rook b8, and so he plays knight d3. I expect knight f4, maybe rook a8, but knight f4 played. Probably will get the trade, and Magnus will go rook a1, but should be a draw with perfect play. But Magnus is going to try queen b3, so rook b8, obviously, to guard the pawn. And then the moment of truth. Magnus is going to try to get the queen and the rook and infiltrate like this. Rook b8 should be played here by Noterbeck. Yeah, rook b8 makes a lot of sense here. Noterbeck thinking way too long, by the way. Way too long. Queen b4, I assume. Probably it should be a draw, because if you play rook a7, there's always the yo-yo. You can't really ever move the queen because there's b4. I think with this structure, I think Noterbeck is going to draw this game. I think this will be a draw. I don't see a way for Magnus to create play. Can't move the... Oh, whoa. Ha, rook... Haha, nice. Nice by Noterbeck. Noterbeck actually showing good... showing really, really good nerves in a sense here. I mean, you can move the rook. I mean, Magnus here is trying to figure out, can he actually win this game? Are there winning chances in this end game? If he tries to play on with like rook d1. I think he'll play rook d1, rook b8, queen b4, and then just wait for another move. Oh, he takes a draw. Wow. Magnus decided it was too risky. Interesting decision. Well, in that case, I'm going to go use the Russian very quickly before they start the fourth game. Okay. Okay, round 4. Here we go. What did I say multiple times, you guys? I know what I said multiple times. But yeah, game 4 should be starting in a second. I mean, Magnus is still the favorite. I don't know what the odds... The odds should be kind of interesting, though. What are the odds? Give Magnus... Wait, Noterbeck is 14% here to win? Wait, what? Let's refresh. No, okay. Yeah, okay, 34%. I mean... Feels about right. I'm curious what the odds will be if they go to Armageddon. That's what I'm curious about. Will we see a table bang if Magnus loses? I would be very surprised if we don't see some sort of very unhappy reaction if he loses. I mean, what I would say about Magnus here is, especially if you're like Noterbeck or someone playing Magnus, I think the thing that's very important about all of this is that, like, I think people need to realize that all the pressure is on Magnus. The pressure is not on Noterbeck at all. And when you play against Magnus, I think people are seeing it with his reactions. Like, he's the one feeling an insane amount of pressure because whenever he loses the game, he just goes completely insane and loses it. And I think if someone like Noterbeck is able to realize that, you should be able to calm yourself down to a certain degree and like use that to your advantage. I mean, easier said than done because everybody feels, you're playing Magnus, the greatest player. Like, it's standard to feel nervous, but I feel like it's very important to note that. Okay. This is what Magnus is playing, I believe, in the World Championship against Nepo. It's crazy Magnus is 20. I've got none, LOL. I mean, I would have for sure won one or two in Blitz if not for Magnus. I will say that. But also, I think the better number is saying 5. Because I think Classical World Championship, I think you should separate them. Classical World Championship is a complete separate thing, and I think that is honestly much more valid or important, but it's also very tricky because I will say that if these World Championships existed, someone like Vishy Anand, if they had a World Rapid Championship when he was playing, he would have probably won quite a few Rapid titles. So it's very tricky when you look at these look at these titles or whatever, because it's hard to compare across generations and everything else. So 2019, I lost the Blitz tiebreaker against Magnus, and at least I think 2 others. I think I finished 2nd place, 2 other World Blitzes. Rapid, I don't think I've finished higher than 3rd. I've definitely gotten 1 or 2 thirds in Rapid, but I've never gotten silver. I don't think I've ever really been close to winning. Although 2019, if I had won the last game against Magnus in Rapid, I think I would have gotten the title. But it was just too solid. It was a Ross Limo Sicilian. What's sad about when I played Magus in 2019 the Blitz tiebreaker is in the first Blitz game was with Spanish, and I think for one move I was actually winning the game. The game ended in a draw, but I think for one move I was winning that game. So I've got 2 seconds and 2/3 in the Blitz. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, all this looks pretty normal here. I'd probably go rook c1 here. Try to clarify the situation in the middle of the board. Rook a4 apparently the best move. Apparently that's a mistake. I don't know why. Knight e7. Okay, that's a weird move. Maybe weird's a strong way, because I guess takes go knight g6. But in a Blitz game, if Magus plays knight e7 here, I'd be very, very impressed. Very impressed, because it's a weird move since you hang the pawn. Like I can see takes knight e7. Also, knight e7 is our bishop c5. There it is. Well, let's see what we got. Yeah, we get takes now. He'll go knight e7, I assume. Yep. On first glance, I look at this position. I think it's likely to be a draw, but let's see. If they draw, they will go to our Megadon. Yeah, they draw, we get winner take all. I don't like Noterbeck's time usage here, by the way. The time usage is a little bit scary here to me. But again, I could see a draw here, by the way. I could see knight c6, knight e7. Okay, we'll get rook b1, I assume. Yeah, I'd be shocked if we don't get rook b1 here. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected. Rook b1. Yeah, probably DT. Very likely to be a draw here. Very likely to be a draw. The tension's dying out in the middle of the board. Big moment though. Magnus find rook c6, allowing rook b8 and queen. It's a little bit scary allowing rook b8 and queen a8 here. Could see rook a6. Okay, does play it. So if rook b8. Wait, why is this good? Oh, wow. Okay. Wait, what? That's the best move. What's the computer smoking? Okay, but queen a8's a hard move to play here also. Will Noterbeck find queen a8? If he finds queen a8, this is going to be a very interesting finish. Okay, now this is going to be an exciting finish. I think there's a very real chance that Noterbeck will win the game here if Magnus doesn't play rook a6 quickly. Okay, knight f5, of course. Okay. This is going to be an exciting finish, though. Yes, this is going to be a very exciting finish. I changed my prediction because every move changes it. Magnus is going to get low on time. He's under pressure. This is not a positional finish. I don't like rook e8. I thought rook d8 was a better move. Queen c8 maybe, or... Okay, but both sides are going to get low on time. Exactly what I said should not happen just happened. He goes into a positional game. Yeah, now we got a positional end game. Okay, rook c8, of course. Like knight d2, I guess. Yeah, knight d2 guards the pawn. I guess bishop h6 is a draw here, but if he plays bishop h6, I will be surprised. There's a lot of pressure on both players here. Okay, takes and bishop c5. Okay, it's gonna be a draw. It'll be a draw. Takes bishop c5, rook e8, rook c7, takes rook d8, rook c2, draw. Okay. Maybe like rook c4, h5, knight. I mean, this should be a draw. How do you blunder knight e7, Noterbeck? I mean, I don't get it. He plays great, and then he just makes these huge blunders. Rook e6. Yeah, Magnus is going to win. Oh, my God. Unbelievable from Noterbeck. It's crazy to think that overall, he's been pretty close to on the same level as Magnus. He's going to lose here unless something stupid happens. He's going to try to cheese Magnus on the clock here for sure. Probably trading's a draw. I would trade. Yeah. Come back. Okay, I mean, this should be a draw, by the way. Rook a6. This is a draw with perfect play, but will we get a draw? He's just completely butchering this, moving too quickly. Magnus is going to walk the king and play rook c2. Magnus is going to win. You have to check. Or is there rook a6? Rook a6. Too slow. Yeah. Move. This is still actually a draw, I think. That's a blunder because of e3. If you put the bishop on g7, I mean... What? Okay. I mean... This actually is upsetting to me. This is upsetting to me. This is just upsetting. Not because Magnus wins, but I'm upset at Noterbeck. Like, his decision making was good, and then at all the wrong moments, he started moving instantly. Like right here, bishop to e3, rook e6, rook goes, knight g3. Can't lose. I mean, also, what is rook? How do you not go here? I mean, is this not just like the easiest draw ever? Like, dead draw. Yeah, thank you to Omnilinguist for the gifted subs. Thanks so much to Omnilinguist for the 40 gifteds. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually upset by this, because this was not a match that Magnus should have won. This final match. The other matches were good. Like Fabi, I thought was a good match, but this was really bad. This was really bad from Noterbeck. Yeah, really bad. Yeah. And the problem also in a general sense. Oh, I'm not unhappy that Magnus won. I'm more upset that Magnus didn't have to showcase actual skill in this final match. I'm being honest. Like, it's like, for example, with Rapid, I have no issue. Magnus was just great. Like, what's there to be said? But Noterbeck completely cooked himself in this match. Completely cooked himself so badly. No, I mean, here you take and play bishop c5 and you just make the draw. Like, I mean, come on. You make the draw. This is not like this one actually like is even easier than the other one. But like, yeah. I guess the other's f6, but it's already kind of yeah. I'm mad that Magnus is the GOAT. Yes, you guys. I'm super angry that Magnus won. I just cannot believe this from Noterbeck. Like, just nerves to not take, because like this is still a draw, but you do have double pawns. Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna pretend that I would have won, but I'm not gonna pretend that I would have won this. But what I will say is that I would have made the draw in this game. That's what I will say. I mean, for all you know, Magus would have gone and cooked Noterbeck in an Armageddon, but yeah, it's yeah. Yeah. Very, very bad. Objectively, this match should have gone. This match should have gone to an Armageddon. Like, I don't think Magus should have won the first game. But I also don't think Magus should not have lost the first game. He also should not have won the second game. So probably it cancels out, is what I would say generally. But that being said, it's a shame the way it ended. Yeah, it's a shame the way it ended. Yeah. Because it should have gone to Armageddon. But yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. But yeah, to anybody who bet on Magnus, I hope you guys are happy. When I mentioned you should bet on him at, like, was it 50 cents? Like, maybe it was a little bit higher than 50 cents. So the final position was a draw. Right here. Right here was a draw. If we go forward, I know Magnus is apparently winning, but right here the draw was to play bishop to g7. And the very important point about this hitting the pawn is that if black goes e3 and you take, if black takes this pawn, this is a draw here with the king on the edge. It doesn't matter, you wait forever. And the reason this is important is that, so after bishop g7, e3 takes, if black takes, you're in time to guard the pawns, and this of course is also a very easy draw. But once you go here, now after e3, when you take, there's no pawn under attack. You put the bishop on c1 versus g7. That's the reason it's a big mistake. I mean, what I'm shocked by in this game more than anything, what I'm shocked by more than anything in this game is, like, here, like, I don't understand this move. I don't understand not trading and going bishop c5. That's what I really don't understand. This is what I don't understand at all. That's what shocks me about this. Like, bishop c5, rook e8 takes, rook d8 is just a draw. But I would also tell you, naively, I actually think Noterbeck thought he was trying to win here. I think Noterbeck wasn't objective, and he thought that he actually was trying to win here in this position with white. If you want my honest take, I think he actually thought he could beat Magnus here, and he wasn't objective, and he didn't realize there was actually danger for him. That's my actual take about why he didn't play bishop c5 when he should have. But yeah, Noterbeck was not objective. Even if Magnus was very shaky throughout the event, Blitz specifically, Rapid he was on fire. His nerves were still better. Like, Noterbeck is like 23 years old. Magnus is not young. He's like 35 or 36, and still his nerves weren't as good as Magnus. When push came to shove and everything was on the line, Magnus was simply better than Noterbeck. Simply better. You seem upset. I'm upset for the same reason I would be upset if I were playing. The number one rule of thumb when you're playing chess professionally is that you want to make your opponent have to win. You want, if they outplay you, you're like, you tip your cap, that's life, whatever. But when it's self-inflicted, that's when it's the actual worst feeling in the world. And Noterbeck self-inflicted it upon himself. It should have gone to tiebreakers. Like, I think the first and second game very reasonable, they cancel out. But it's more that Noterbeck just self-destructed. He just literally self-destructed for no reason. Yeah, I mean, this not trading here and going to Armageddon was crazy. Yeah.